Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candyman, and tonight we're drafting a real $350 fantasy team. It's a redraft team in the FFPC Big Gorilla, which is a tournament with thousands of people entering it. Our draft starts tonight at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern. And so if you want to catch the draft, go ahead and jump 15 minutes ahead in the timestamp of where we are right now. But for the next 15 minutes, Hartman and I are going to talk through what is the league settings, the scoring, our strategy, our process. We're drafting tonight out of the 3 spots, so we already know that. It's a 12-team draft. Tight End Premium. It's also PPR. It's a managed league. You have $1,000 in fab budget and more details that we'll get into and all of that. But without further ado, guys, also make sure you're subscribed to Hartman Fantasy Football. Links in description. We got Hartman here. Hartman and I drafted an FFPC team last year. We'll tell you how that went, and we're going to draft this one here tonight. So we're super excited. Thanks for being here. Hartman, how we doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. The 350 draft always gets the juices flowing a little bit. The higher stakes, you get excited for it.
Very excited, and I'm pumped to do it with you. We've drafted, I don't know, I'd say you and I probably drafted or talked about fantasy for like hundreds of hours at this point. It feels like we're pretty close to it over the last 2 years. So I feel like we know each other's player takes. We know like how we like to draft structurally. But before we get into all of our strategy, I wanted you to tell us about the FFPC, the Big Gorilla, in this draft tonight.
Well, so I guess just like the biggest overview points would be the biggest thing with FFPC. It's tight end premium. That's the number one thing to know. Full PPR and tight end premium. So that means tight ends get 1.5 points per reception. Also, another thing I think is pretty relevant, especially when we do more best ball, is it's start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and 2 flexes. So you have a lot more freedom in how do you want to build it. You don't have to go quite as receiver heavy as a start 3 receiver league. With it being tight end premium, you can even flex tight ends, especially if we get some values in those spots. So I feel like you have a lot more freedom in your roster construction. And then I think you mentioned it. You have the $1,000 fab. You do waivers against your league. Obviously, no trades because that could cause collusion because it is a big tournament. You play against your league, and then your league playoffs are in week 13, 14. And then you do a big sprint at the end against all the other league winners if you are one of the league winners. And that's where you can go for the top prize of $1 million. So it is a big, huge tournament. It's not just a managed league, but starts off with the managed aspect. And yeah, I really like that it gives you the freedom to go a lot of different build paths and a lot of different ways are viable. Is there anything I kind of missed on or didn't hit on?
So tell me more about, and I know we did this last year as well. It was super fun. Tell me more about how you advance out of this pod, this draft room with 11 other teams. We're in the 3 spot. Draft starts in 12 minutes. Got the countdown timer right there. How do we advance out of this, and when does that happen?
Oh yeah, so the regular league runs through week 12. It runs through week 12, and then it's the league playoffs. And you can either advance by being the highest scoring team in your league, or by being the best record in your league. That's how you get the 1 or 2 seed into the playoffs. And then beyond that, I believe it is the second highest scoring. And then it's the second highest scoring and then second best record? Or is it purely record for 3 and 4? I
think it's that sounds right to me. But the first version you had it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we're just playing for first, obviously. So
I've never even thought about coming in second, honestly, or not scoring the most points.
So
then we get to the sprint, which is cumulative scoring, and it's everyone who advanced out of their pods. It's a final sprint. Tell me more about the final sprint and how that works and how you win this whole Big Gorilla tournament.
Okay. So real quick, the advancement is the first team. Seed 1 is the best regular season record. Seed 2 is the highest total points. and then 3 and 4 are the next best record. So only seed 2 is the highest points. All the other ones are by record. But then once you're in the sprint, it's all the other league winners. So you can advance to the sprint by being one of those top 2 teams, either the best overall record or best scoring. And then your league playoffs, you can win bonus rewards, but they're essentially meaningless. You advance that sprint portion either way in that sense. But your league could also put out a third team if the 3 or 4 seed wins your league playoffs. And then so you don't know exactly how many teams are in the sprint, but then you are in that final sprint with all the league winners and all the highest scoring teams, etc., who advanced. And then within that sprint, it is week 15, 16, 17 cumulative scoring all added together. And obviously highest scoring team wins. This is a pretty top heavy tournament, a million up top, but it does fall off pretty steeply outside of the top 10 for the payout structure. So you're definitely aiming for those top 1 percentile outcomes in the last 3 weeks of the season. And it's cumulative. So week 15 matters just as much as 17.
100%. Yeah, $1 million up top, a $350 entry. So we're getting into some FFPC action tonight. It's redraft season. It's August. We've got all the training camp news, the preseason news, the rising, the injuries. It's been a lot. Last year when we drafted this, we did it together in actually June. I think it was June 11th or June 19th or something around there. So we waited 2 extra months this year. We'll see if it pays off with all the new information we have, more drafts under our belts. But Hartman, for those who don't know you, you run a fantasy football channel, Hartman Fantasy Football. You draft all different types of football teams throughout the year, different formats, but including redraft and high stakes and best ball. About how many drafts have you done in this calendar year since January 1st, 2026?
Everything all together, probably about 650 to 700. How about you? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm a little lower than where I usually am this time of year. I'm somewhere right below 500 drafts all in. Most of those being best ball, and I'm just starting to get all my redraft stuff kicked up right now, including like my dynasty rookie drafts. I'll count those, but mostly both you and I did a bunch of pre-NFL draft best ball and then more best ball as it's been going on. So I'm pretty pumped. So this is our first high stakes redraft team of the year. Nick says, shout out to Nick. People do forget there's 2 games where you get free looks on the players, meaning you can bench or start them based off what they do. So that, of course, is going to be the the Wednesday night game, correct?
Yeah, and Thursday. Because you can actually draft FFPC. I actually did this last year. I drafted an FFPC on the Saturday after the season had already kicked off.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we get Patriots Seahawks on Wednesday, and then we get the 49ers Rams on Thursday. So all of those 4 teams, right, are free looks.
Wow, yeah. And those are some pretty strong teams.
Those are some strong teams, right? Like, yeah, it's an exact same thing. Those are some nice free looks.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead.
Definitely some nice players in there. Like if we got like a Devontae Adams or something, he might be a guy where, yeah, it's real nice getting that free look, seeing if he gets a touchdown or not, But definitely, yeah, something to consider. Those guys, it probably does like break a tie if we're really debating between 2 guys. The free look is definitely a benefit.
Yeah, it could be. And there might be some players you can think of that are pretty deep on those rosters where you'd be like, okay, well, he caught a touchdown, so just he's on our bench, throw him into our flex or something, and don't risk, going any lower than that is a fun way to think about it. Or it could be a kicker, could be a defense. If you're really lucky, you get a free look on a kicker or a defense is kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Especially with kickers. So let's get into our strategy for this draft. Are we going to be streaming kickers like we did last year? Is it worth paying up for kicker? How do you think about that?
I mean, I don't really think it's worth paying up for a kicker necessarily. I think if we really were in a spot where we felt like we were in total luxury pick range, and I generally save kicker for the last round, but I think if we were in total like luxury pick range and it happened to be everyone else doesn't feel like they want to take a kicker, maybe we're in the 17th round and there's still like a top 2-3 kicker there. Maybe we do decide to go for it, but generally I'm more of a stream kicker wait on it guy.
I agree. Good question here from MTX Thrill. Is the free look only one or every week? It's only week 1 for the non-main slate games. So for the 2 primetime games that are before the main slate, because they'll continue to draft these teams up until I think Saturday night, right?
Yep. Saturday at like 1 a.m. or something is the last time you can get in one.
If Puka scores 35, then he goes 101 on those following drafts. Yeah, he would for the drafts where we already get the look on him. Another question we got in the chat. What's up? How are we doing? Bijan Genti Vele or Monty Olave Hampton? I guess this is it potentially a trade question? I'm not sure. But in no universe would I not take Bijan Genti.
This guy asks a lot of week 1 DFS questions. So
okay.
I would maybe think it's that.
Could be.
I mean, probably the Bijan Genti Vele. If it's overall, it's Bijan Genti Vele. But if it's week 1, kind of depends on matchup. Maybe Monty Olave Hampton. The Chargers play the Cardinals, which is a smash spot for Hampton.
So we've got the draft board up. If you've never drafted FFPC Big Gorilla teams, like we've been going through it, it's 20 rounds. Our starting lineup is 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, 2 flex, kicker, and defense. Last year, Hartman, we drafted Jalen Hurts. I think it was round 4. Kind of an early elite QB. What's your take on drafting QBs in this format this year?
Oh, I think push it. I think you push it, you wait on quarterback. I think, it's kind of that same thing, I guess, with most spots where if value falls, it does start to get interesting. But I think I probably wouldn't even want to really look at QB until close to pick 100 would be my general thought. Yeah, I'd probably want to wait till at least round 8 or 9 at the earliest, and probably wait even a little bit later. How about you? How are you feeling with it?
Pushing it mostly. For the redraft leagues, I've seen a lot of high stakes teams I like that I think modeling what I want to do after. It's pushing QB and it's not paying up. The problem with paying up is, you take Lamar Jackson and where he usually goes around ADP, and it feels good in the moment, but then 3 rounds later, when you realize the 1-for-1 is okay, I could have had Devontae Adams, and now my wide receiver 3 is Josh Downs. That's where you start to go, oh, maybe I should have just taken Pat Mahomes 5 rounds later, 6 rounds later, whatever the room gives you. And so I am looking to probably push QB. At the same time, you and I, we're structural drafters. We take values when they come to us. We have no predetermined picks except for pick 3 overall. I mean, it's pretty obvious. We'll see if anything falls to us differently. But we have we're pretty open to attacking this draft and letting the value fall to us, building structurally, and then we have some player takes, right? So any other comments around QBs? I have a question for you on another piece of kind of the draft board before we have 2 minutes until we start.
Oh yeah. We're right there, huh? Yeah.
We're getting into it. So other question I have for you. Last year, we went more of we drafted Brock Bowers. I think we had the 3 spot, didn't we? Or was it the 2 spot?
The 3 spot, I think.
We were in the 3 spot last year as well. We drafted Brock Bowers. It's tight end premium. And he gets hurt. It would have been, could have been, should have been a great season, right? We went more of a 0 RB approach.
Yeah.
How are you feeling in this current draft landscape with the different types of running back builds, or we can get running backs?
Yeah, I don't love the 3 spot. I think we're probably in the worst spot to get running backs, most likely, especially if neither one of the top 2 spots for some reason wants Jamar Chase. I think that there's a very low likelihood that we get a running back we like in the 2nd round. I think in the 3rd round, that is probably going to be our first opportunity to make a decent running back pick, in my opinion. You never know how it'll fall, but I feel like we're probably in a spot where we might be forced a little bit into a 0 RB. I think maybe just maybe where we messed up last time is since people some people in this league will kind of keep taking running backs, even when you think they have enough, they'll keep on taking them. Maybe it's if we do feel like we're a little behind, just kind of taking our medicine in like maybe the 6th round or 7th round and taking a guy if we need to like fill the running back spots. That might be kind of what we have to do. It's a little hard to say, but I think, or we could try in the 3rd round to just kind of like fit a running back in there and just give us that safety, especially depending who's there. I mean, there's one that I like that I'm not sure exactly how you feel, but
Yeah. And we'll be getting right into it. The draft starts in about 10 seconds. So we're kicking it
yeah.
off now. And good luck to everyone in the room. Hartman, I know you've
Totally.
got your draft board open. I've got my draft board open. We both have our selection screen open. And let's talk through the first 3 picks, right? So in order of our preference, we're consensus. We're together on this. We would rank it Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, and then Jamar Chase, number 3, right? That's how we're feeling.
Okay, yes. Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, we'd be locked up on that. Hopefully one of these guys wants Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase top 2 is totally reasonable. It's just not very likely, but that would be ideal if one of them wants Chase.
Right. Also, sometimes sometimes people take Puka at the 103 or Bowers like we did last year. I
Mhm.
don't necessarily think there's a wrong answer, but
Yeah, I
the 1 and 2
feel
is
like
pretty straightforward.
yeah, I just have a little bit lower conviction on Puka just so with like the injury history, just the kind of like lack of reliability compared to Chase. Um, but I mean, like I wouldn't think it was crazy.
Right. So I'm gonna hit it. We're drafting Jamar Chase here. We're on the clock. Bang. Don't have to think too much about it.
Yeah.
So far, pretty close to what we'd expect for ADP. And also, our next pick at pick 18, we'll have plenty of time to get into it, but you and I are pretty much on the same wavelength there about taking the best player available. And before we get into the 3rd round, I think the 3rd round becomes the decision point. Our first real decision point, other than just player A over player B, is going to be round 3 when we have to figure out what kind of team we're building around Jamar Chase.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that there's well, I think yeah, like we could go really receiver heavy. I think there's potentially going to be like elite tight end options in that range. I feel like there was someone you maybe even mentioned before that is a pretty good pick in that range. Um so I think yeah, that'll be a big decision point as far as like how is the structure of this team going to look? How are we going to build it out from there? For sure. Um
Yeah. McCaffrey at 5. After so Puka and then McCaffrey. I think this is a format that lends itself well to going after Christian McCaffrey, right?
mhm.
Because it's being PPR. Brock Bowers goes to the 6th there to Kolar Bear. If you're in this draft with us, come say what up in the chat. I mean, you probably want to stay as a lurker so you can try to snipe us, but we'll we're giving away a little bit of EV to the room, but I think honestly, it's totally fine. Like I'm not afraid to talk about the draft as we're drafting it,
Yeah.
and unless someone we knew was like the spot right next to us, that might be a little bit tricky. But we'll see. We have these turn picks. There's 2 drafters in between our picks between our even and our odd picks.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean in general too, if like I don't know, like as long as people aren't like intentionally sniping you, it's not really like they can get too much edge over you. In like a 350, it's like you gotta have your own takes at some point too. So it's like
Right.
it's like if you were just going with what we said, we'd figure it out quick and we just start steering you in the wrong direction. Uh, but yeah, no, I don't yeah, no, I wouldn't be too worried about it. And it's not like we didn't like post which lobby we were gonna be in and stuff like that either. So it's like I don't know. I think the odds are low. We're probably okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would have been kind of obvious we'd be starting at 11 Eastern because of the stream
That's
time,
true.
but otherwise was whatever. I mean, it filled.
That's true.
It filled. We were talking about it earlier today, like the fill rate. So JSN is the first faller I'm seeing. Him going in the 9 spot, that compared to FFPC ADP would be
Mhm.
about a 4-pick fall on him. He usually goes well ahead of McCaffrey and JT. It's kind of a question if he goes ahead of Bowers or not. Actually, he goes behind Genty this time. Genty getting pulled up. So Genty going in the 7 spot. Very interesting pick there. Where
Yeah,
would you put JSN? I know you're a notorious JSN hater, but where would you put Jackson Smith and Jigba in the first round?
maybe 10th, just
10th?
behind him on.
Wow. Wow.
No,
This guy.
I mean, well, like Genty should kind of move up in this, right? It being a
I think he could, yeah.
receiving back.
He's one of the
Like,
better receiving backs, right?
yeah, I mean, realistically, JSN gets more volume than Amon-Ra by a decent chunk. So, I mean, probably like 8, 9. I don't think I wouldn't take him over Bowers. I'd probably take CMC. So yeah, maybe like 8. 8 would probably be fair. How about
Okay.
you? Where would you put him?
You kind of convinced me there, so I'll stick with you. I think that's a totally fair place to take him. Wow. So Justin Jefferson and then Barkley. Barkley going at the 2-1 at pick 13. That's a little bit ahead of where he usually goes. I've got his ADP set at around pick 18.
Yeah.
So, and
I-
sometimes Justin Jefferson could fall. Some people just aren't believers at the turn. They double tap running back or they pull up a different player. So right now, in the second round, the first 3 picks, Saquon Barkley, Chase Brown, Ken Walker, pretty standard stuff you'd see in any draft room, regardless of the format. That's kind of what it comes down to is which running back do you prefer at the right side of the board in the second round, the early picks, right?
yeah. I was a little hopeful maybe these guys would be pissing a little, but doesn't look like it.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? Okay, of course,
Yeah.
we've got C Money in here. They need the help. Yeah, so we got this. We got Nez in here. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Joe King, how we doing? How we doing? Nez says, of course, JSN a super smash. Like Nez, if you could have told us that last year, we would have appreciated it. We were 1 year behind. Never wrong, just early. In this case, just late. But we got Jeremy in here. What's up, brother? Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it is it does look like the room is really loving their
What's up,
running
Goofy?
backs though.
Shout out to Goofy Chicken. How we doing? We're drafting hopefully some running backs. We had to start off in the 3 spot tonight, Goofy. So we go Jamar Chase, but let's see how quickly we can get our money back. Look at this. The Kolar
Oh,
Bear going Brock Bowers, Trey McBride. Maybe the most high T start, and it's not even 2 running backs. It's 2 tight ends and tight end premium. It's hard to get more high T than that, right?
yeah, and I mean, hey, that's a good price on Trey McBride. Like you could argue Trey McBride should go like very beginning of the second, probably. So I mean, they're getting some good prices, and I don't know. It is interesting with the double flex. Like obviously they're gonna have to fill their running back and receiver spots. I think if you could ever do it, if you could ever do bully tight end and make it work, this is definitely the website and the format.
Derrick Henry goes right before our pick. So Hartman, you and I, we both have the queue open. Let's start queuing up any
Yeah.
other players because we'll see who's there. Right, Achan's gone. Derrick Henry, Hampton.
All right. I got my top 3 in there.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
see him.
I don't know if you disagree or if you like, well, if you like the tight end or if you like the other, I would prefer not to get Drake London personally. I don't love Drake London. If you really had a strong case for him, I'd be open to it. They are in the same tier, but I'm not as much wanting to buy into the Falcons right now.
Rashi Rice goes. Yeah, our top queued player is AJ Brown. I'm in agreement in this format on the Patriots. AJ Brown, one of the better offenses, access to Josh McDaniels and all that good stuff. Drake May going off. I would agree. It's close. I really like Drake London. I don't like the QB situation. It's looking like it's going to be a bad Tua and then Penix coming in. I think this is the obvious pick. And then our our draft just comes down to what we do in round 3, if we talked about, right? So
Yeah.
is there any reason we want to pull any other players up,
The
or let's just start wide
the
receiver,
only
wide receiver?
other the only other debate would be if we want a tight end.
Yeah, I think we'd push that one, right, for now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah. So AJ Brown.
Yeah, I hit click. So we go AJ Brown in the second round. Sometimes you get lucky. These kind of rooms, they typically don't let Achan come to you at pick, where we just picked the 11th pick overall, or I'm sorry, the 10th pick overall in the second round. Derrick Henry sometimes falls there. What would be the decision for you if Derrick Henry was there or AJ Brown?
Man, that's tough because in full PPR, like Derrick Henry probably should be a little bit cheaper. It feels like it'd be AJ Brown, but kind of knowing the spot and knowing there's a lot of receivers I like back in the third, I probably
Yep.
just go Derrick Henry if he would have made it. How about
Yeah,
you?
big dog.
Yeah.
It's just he's different and he can smash in any format. So you want big, high scoring weeks for that sprint, and Derrick Henry can break the sprint, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, well, he did it last year, right? D Hember. D Hember comes every year.
I know. So that would have been a nice pick. I like our start though. I think AJ Brown's a player I've been really high on this season as well with the trade, and anytime you can get a fall on AJ Brown, I wouldn't call this a big fall on AJ Brown. This is kind of right where I would expect him to go. Not too far off.
Mhm.
Trying to think though, because
But
yeah,
AJ Brown's the ultimate never wrong, just early pick, right? Didn't I think this is our second round pick last year too?
oh geez, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, better team, much better team now, better situation. So I'm in. That
Yeah.
was pick. So we went pick 3, and then obviously we go pick 22. So AJ Brown, kind of right at ADP, kind of typically where he goes around pick 20. Do you have any? I
Mhm.
see you got some players in the queue. Do you have any thoughts here as we're starting the third round around what like there's two paths here, right? And both players in the queue for us right now are kind of going along the same path, I would say. They're, with the injuries
Yeah.
to guys like Jeremiah Love and Brees Hall and the uncertainty and them being on pretty bad teams in general where the touchdowns might not be flowing. Okay, Loveland goes,
Okay.
right? That was
Loveland
one
goes.
path. One path was
Yeah.
taking Loveland there. We talked about.
So I added a couple more. Well, so I guess how do you feel about the two running backs? Are you in on either of them? I mean, obviously no one's coming back. Like,
Yeah, I think I I kind of do. So I see you queued up one running back. Was there another one in there?
well, we could add the other guy as well.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I
It's
mean,
just it's who I
we
think it is.
we we could pull up the Rams running back too. I know I don't pick them very much in best ball. I'm kind of opposed to him in best ball, but in a managed, I actually
Come on,
don't
Kyron.
mind it. Uh,
Um, let me think.
I'd probably be. I feel like I lean Brees, but I like Nico and Olave. Okay, so
Fuck.
I'd
I
be
know the
mostly
problem
Brees or
is
Olave.
I
Who do you
Nico
think?
goes. I really like Olave this year as well, but structurally, I kind of think Brees makes a ton of sense.
And do you like Brees over Jeremiah Love, or
I think
are you
so.
Jeremiah? Okay, I'm Brees over Love like pretty easily, but I'd be open to.
Well, ever since the ankle, it's been much clearer, right? Before the ankle, I was drafting Love way more often.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty open to Brees Hall. It's tough though,
All right.
man.
I mean, I
Olave's
I would
there.
I would let you make the call, Brees or Olave. I am totally cool with either.
Let's go. Let's go, Brees Hall.
All right, Brees Hall.
You in, Brees Hall? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, Brees Hall. It is.
Yeah,
I love Brees Hall.
he's a great player. I'm not too worried about the injury from what we've seen with the coach speak. And is he on a bad team? Sure. Did they get uh, a QB upgrade? Maybe. Uh,
Better than last year. Better than Fields.
Yeah.
Fields was
So
horrible. Yeah.
follow the yardage, right? Brees Hall last season.
Brees Hall
Um,
1350 plus yards in 3 straight years.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
consistent. One of the most explosive running backs in the NFL last year. Like all of his metrics, all of like his advanced stuff looks fantastic. It's just such a dysfunctional team in general. But I think full
Literally
PPR also
just
benefits
missing the
him.
touchdowns. Just missing the touchdowns. I think he could have probably handled more touches too, which he was averaging over the course of the season about 17 and a half touches per game. Heavily
Mhm.
involved, as a pass catcher. Like you said, hit over 1,400 yards. He only had 5 touchdowns. So that is pretty low down the totem pole when you have other guys like backups like Zach Charbonnet getting 11. Harvey had 12 total touchdowns. And then guys who are in the 5 range, you had Hampton get 5 in 9 games, right? So just that is the biggest threat to Brees Hall, I would say, in general, is the touchdowns. And being on a bottom offense is never going to be great for RB1 outcomes, but I think
And
he's a player that can be a cornerstone of this team. And can provide like enough of a high floor and some ceiling for us.
yeah, and I just think like, not just adding Geno, but they add 2 first-round picks, Omar Cooper and Kenyon Sadiq. They added quite a bit of offensive talent. Hopefully their line can stay a little bit healthier too. I think that there's a lot of reasons to like kind of be up on the Jets or hopefully be up on the Jets. They even like bringing in Frank Reich as OC, right? Like I know he's not the greatest OC, but he has a history of throwing quite a bit to running backs. He has a historically like pretty high pass rate to his running backs in his scheme. He kind of does that like West Coast scheme. So I think it's just a good fit. And I think I don't know, Brees Hall, like he's talented enough as a player. And I think in that spot, that like the other choices like Jeremiah Love, he also plays on a horrible team and he's maybe a really talented player, but it's like
True.
at least we're getting the guy who should be good to go week 1 and I think has a couple reasons at least to feel optimistic about his team.
2 things about Jeremiah Love there. 1, the high ankle injury. Don't love it. 2, the competition's much higher. He's got Tyler
Yeah.
Algier they brought in. He's got James Conner when he gets healthy, right? Last time we saw James Conner fully healthy in a season, he led the league in juke rate at the running back position. He's a stud, right? He's talented. And Brees Hall has much, much less competition on this team. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We got Coolers in here. First Down Fantasy. Of course, Lars. Yeah, rip to that one. Putt Daddy, what's up, brother? Good to see you. He says, as I see the playoffs start week 13, 14, those are the playoffs. It's Hartman, right? It's week 12 and week 13 and 14 is
14.
the pod playoff. And then
Mhm.
the total playoffs for the entire tournament is 15 to 17. It's a sprint.
Yeah, so and like if you're top 1 or 2, you can lose the week 13, 14 playoffs and you still make it into the pod. So
Yeah, it
like
doesn't really
technically if
matter.
you're just right, exactly. It's only be if you're like a lower tier.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Joe King again. Love the Brees pick. Yeah, I was inspired. Goofy. I'm glad he showed up at the right time. Any other, year Hartman and I drafting together, we would have gone George Pickens or Olave there without a doubt, I would say. And
Yeah.
we're changed, right? We're reformed. We're trying to actually take down this whole league, and we don't want to be. The problem with it is what it is for me is you get kind of pigeonholed into a certain structure if we push running back past round 3, where next
Mhm.
round we almost certainly in round 4 or 5 would have to go at least 1 or 2 running backs, almost certainly. But imagine there's a giant value there that we couldn't take advantage of, or we would put ourselves behind the 8 ball if we did. So now we're a bit more balanced. We can take advantage of what falls to us on the board, which is key to remaining fluid. Chris Olave ends up going at the 311. I can't believe that. That is an incredible fall for a player that I think should be going at the front end of the 3rd round.
Yeah, that's insane. I think just some of the running backs too, like Jacobs over him is crazy to me. Devonta Smith over him seems kind of crazy. It feels like Olave should be like around closer to us. So that's really crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially with the Tyson injury. Like if anything, he should be moving up.
Yeah, Olave should be moving up. This is a pretty big fall for him, and it's a gift for the drafter in the 11th spot who started double running back.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Zach. What's up, brother? Zach's one of my home league guys. We got our home league coming up. Our draft is next weekend. Shout out to Zachy in here. Zandy,
Gotcha.
man. All right. Yeah, Olave slipping this far. Wild. Yeah, the Olave slip. Man, if only we were on the right side of the board, we could have had 2 running backs and Olave, and then T-Mac there. We drafted T-Mac last year, just 1 year too early, man.
Oh, did we? Hey, T-Mac paid off, right? He was wide receiver 15, I think.
He was good. I think we drafted him. We had he paid off, but we pushed running back so far. Yeah. Well, because
that was
Scadaboo. We had Scadaboo as like our saving 0 RB component, and
yeah, that worked until it didn't. Worked real good until it didn't.
Worried about Jeremiah Love injury. Not worried about his competition. Well, yeah, they probably weren't sure what they were going to do, and I think they were just trying to get some depth when they traded for Algier, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Algier put up like 500 something yards and what, six touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. He had a good chunk of touchdowns.
He had 7 rushing touchdowns last season, and Bijan also had 7 rushing touchdowns. So if it's going to cap Love's touchdowns, that hurts on a team that no one's projecting to be that good. I think Vegas implied team totals for the fantasy playoffs have the Cardinals averaging about 18 to 19 points a game. So if, there's only going to be a few touchdowns to go around, and if Algier takes even one of those from Love when you need it in your fantasy playoffs, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. And, you took him from Bijan, who is the unanimous 101 or 102. So,
yep. So let's look at our queue right now. Yeah. We're 2 picks away. Round 4, with the 4-10 and then the 5-3. I know there's a player I definitely don't want here. I would say,
who's the one you definitely don't want?
His name is Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, no way.
We're definitely pushing QB. Let me think here.
There's 2 receivers I like. There's actually a lot of receivers I like.
There's a lot of receivers I like, which is why I'm glad we didn't take
go 3 straight
with Olave or Pickens there, right? Because the receivers here are all pretty good. What do you think about that player in the top of our queue right now?
Was it let me see. Okay, yeah, it's the running back, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's the top guy by quite a bit.
And you think I kind of think so, and I don't think it's too early, and I think it's a great offense that we both like. We want a piece of it. I'm not worried about the backfield competition. There's some news that would
wait,
in his favor. And
who is it? Maybe I'm not seeing it.
No, you're definitely seeing it. There's only 3 players in the queue.
Okay, okay, yeah. It is okay. The other guy's hurt, right? The other backfield piece is hurt.
He's hurt, and also he's not good.
Yeah. Okay,
he's good because the offensive line is so good. But
yeah.
I hope he's there. I really hope he's there. Otherwise, fuck, dude. They take DeAndre Swift. I wanted Swift there so bad.
I did too. He was the pretty clear pick.
Yeah, that was an obvious one.
Okay, do we want like Quinshawn or Tootin, or do we want
No?
So we go receiver?
Yeah. Do you like Egbuka or Waddle better?
Probably.
Or we can take Burden and just be ball knowers.
I'm fine with any of the 3, I guess. I'm fine with any of the 3. I'm not a big Egbuka guy, but I don't mind getting some exposure here.
I don't mind the exposure here.
Your call. You can make the call. I'm fine with any of the 3.
I would say it's a coin flip, right? It's Egbuka or Waddle. I think I'm going to lean Egbuka. What do you think?
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah,
let's do it.
Because I don't pick quite as much Egbuka just in general. I have pretty low exposure to him and all my like best ball stuff. So, but this is a pretty nice price, and if he is a hit, I don't know. I kind of like this price, so I kind of like getting the leverage share here. I kind of like that idea. I'm just not a big Egbuka guy.
I think there's no wrong pick here in this range. So the kind of things that put us in this
Wait.
position, we had
Uh-huh.
Travis Etienne go at the beginning of the fourth round. Bucky Irving went at the beginning of the fourth round. Montgomery was gone. Scadaboo was gone. DeAndre Swift was kind of my hope that we'd be able to get in this spot. And, he goes right before us, which is a good pick.
So wait, so are we gonna look at running back here, or are we calling like Brees Hall our hero?
This is a good decision point, right? And man,
Well, it's
it's a
got to
tough
be
one.
it'd be Bayshaw or Quinshawn, right? If we go running back.
Yeah, I think for me, if Tootin's there, I could really consider that. You know how much I like Burden. I think we both like Burden a good deal, given he's
I like
dealing with the
Burden quite a
injury.
bit.
But
I mean, I
man,
do like Burden.
Burden and Tootin to me both really good picks. I highly prioritize them over any of the other players in this range, and it's not necessarily even that close. But the thing is, where do we want to take our swings, right? Do we want to take our swing here at running back where we kind of need it? If Tootin's there, one of the best offenses, right? Liam Cohen, we're big believers. We think he could have a really, obviously an expanded role from his rookie season where he didn't do too much. With Burden, it gets us back to the Ben Johnson offense where we missed out on Swift. I think Burden's the top, and then there's Tootin, right?
There goes Tootin. Fuck. Okay, yeah. So it's probably. I think looking at the running back tiers, if you look at like the next tier of running backs, I think we could probably double tap next turn, and then we could take Burden here.
Yes, sir. This is the move. Let's go ahead and take Burden here.
Yeah.
He is just, the best breakout player in this range for us to win and have a lot of success. It's playing it through Burden. Now we're pretty unbalanced right now, having 4 receivers, but we by far have the best receivers in this draft. I mean, we have Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Emeka Egbuka, and Luther Burden. Like, sign me up. That's easy. We anchored with Brees Hall. We both of us know which running backs we like that are coming up that you mentioned. We got to cross our fingers a little bit that some come back around, but just filling out our RB2 is not the hardest thing to do, right? It's not going to be that hard. We can pretty much stream RB2 throughout the season if we had to. So I know some picks we could take that we'll like. We could double tap it to get some depth there. We'll just kind of see, we talked about pushing QB. Can we get lucky at tight end maybe? But, my line is Tucker Kraft. So after I saw Kraft go, there's only, I would say there's one other tight end that I draft often, and he probably won't be there depending the drafter in the 8 spot. Let's take a look at the board. We're through the first 4 rounds. We're in the middle of the 5th round. And here's what we've got. We started off Chase Brown, we went Brees Hall, we got Egbuka and Burden. So we have a 1 running back, 4 wide receiver start. The drafter in the 1 spot only has Gibbs. He has London and Waddle. He goes Loveland for his elite tight end. He goes Josh Allen for elite QB. So what looks like a pretty strong team from the starters, we know this is a war of attrition, right? You're going to have injuries. You're going to need to have a strong bench. And so that team to me is a little bit uneven, where he needs none of his top guys to get injured, and he's got a great team, but value above replacement at QB also I don't love. The 2 spot, what are your thoughts there on that team that starts with Bijan there?
I like the 2 spots build overall. I don't know if I love the Tucker Kraft price. Ooh, maybe I do looking at these other tight ends rip off. Oh man. Yeah, I guess the Tucker Kraft price is actually okay looking at how the room's going right now.
I don't mind it too much.
It's a solid balance build.
These were the 3 tight ends I thought would go definitely before our next pick. I just wasn't sure where, and that entered that pretty quickly. I mean, the team in the 6th spot starting double tight end puts a little bit more pressure on the room, I would say, right? Where people are feeling hungry to get tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm surprised to see Laporta go that high. Like, I've been watching some main events the last week, and he's been falling like a ton with that hip injury. And I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd get him back like sometime late or something. I would have been pretty happy about that. But Yeah, some of the builds are kind of interesting. Like the 8 spot too. He doesn't even have a receiver yet. He's going 0
Right.
receiver.
That's the team I was going to call out first. I was kind of thinking we, also
Oh,
mention.
work left.
Well, wait. I mean, the running back is um the run on the position has been just like pretty average, I would say, but just out of our grasp. Where it's like we couldn't get Swift, we couldn't get Tootin. That's where I don't want to like pull up a guy like Quinshawn that I like as a player. I don't like in this format where it's full PPR, and I just am not set on hitching my wagon to the Jets and the Browns to get it there, like from the running back position. Right? Let's swing
That's a good.
higher.
Yeah, when I was kind of hopeful, like looking at the ADPs beforehand, I was hopeful like Monty or Bucky Irving would make it back because their ADPs are a lot closer to the turn, to like 4 or 5 than that early. So it
Right.
does look
I
like
think
maybe they're going a
it's
little heavy, but maybe they let some fall in this round. Since some of these
could
teams do have so many.
it could for sure. I Bucky is a player that I thought could have been a good target for us. We get Egbuka. Swift was a target. We get Burden. So we're kind of playing it the other side of the coin there, going for the wide receivers. Yeah, coming back around. So Laporta. You said Laporta. I also would not take Sam Laporta this early. He's kind of the one. He goes after Fannin and Pitts. Obviously makes sense, but we'll see. I'm
It-
wondering if there's a little bit of a lull here at the tight end position. There could be. So our next pickup is going to be our next pick is it's the 6'10", right? So pick
Mhm.
72 is the 6'12". So we have pick 70 and then 75. I think I know
Yeah.
what we want to do here because
Yeah. Well, I think we're out of the tight end market on this turn, probably, right? We
we'll,
we
we'll just
gotta
kind of
wait till.
see. We'll kind of see if we can get like I don't know. I would say to push it at this point. I would say it's probably not our turn for tight end.
Yeah,
We'll
unless
have to
you
see what
really
the room
love like
goes.
Kittle. I will say if you're a Likely guy, I hate Isaiah Likely. I
Well,
would.
I've drafted him 0 times this entire year. Of my 500 teams, there's no Isaiah Likely teams.
Hell yeah, there. Unless you want to hedge, then I can actually
No,
get behind it more if you wanted to hedge on this because it would be a big hedge for me too. I have like 1%.
nah. Like I say, overdrafting a player hurts you much more than a full fade. So, and you know that better than anyone. You were practically full fading JSN last year. How'd that turn out?
Yeah, not great, not great.
Great.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
yeah.
Wasn't it?
Um,
We both had T Mac ahead in our rankings over JSN, right?
I
That'll
think
do it.
that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
I mean,
good
the thing
times,
with
good times.
with like Tedero McMillan is you just had to watch the tape and you would just know. I mean, JSN the same way. We gave up too early on JSN, I would say.
Yeah, I think I was also just like a massive Sam Darnold hater. I'm like, oh, Kevin O'Connell made him. He's a bum, and it's like he wasn't as good in Seattle as Minnesota, but he was still like perfectly serviceable and a good. I mean, good enough to win the Super Bowl, but good enough to win a lot of games and be like pretty good, QB. I think I was underrating him a lot too.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
so
Wow, interesting what I'm seeing right here. Like, I think Terry McLaurin going there is kind of fine, but Brian
he's a
Thomas
nice
going
player.
there is to me not the pick I would have made.
No, I haven't even. Let me see what receivers are left. Oh yeah, wow, wow.
Well,
Yeah, no shot.
Devontae Adams is there. It's like I wouldn't. Marvin Harrison just goes. That's a pretty smart pick. I would think. I like that one. There's another player there that you and I both like. I don't know how we would resist taking him if he was there.
Yeah, wow. Those are some great receiver values. Wow,
I
that's
know
crazy.
it's
The
tough.
top two, right? Either of them.
Maybe looking back, maybe we could have gone Travion instead of Luther Burden, but I honestly like. I still want Luther Burden.
Yeah, that just doesn't. That just feels like a bad pick, but it would have maybe in theory. I guess maybe it would have been like Tootin over Egbuka, and then we would have had the choice of like receiver back. But
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't
Tooth
know.
might have been the pick there. I think we can
Okay,
still.
there goes JMO. That
Yeah,
helps. We don't
JMO
have
was the
to.
obvious. I can't believe he would fall this far. It's to me, he's clearly should be going around earlier, but people don't like his unpredictability. So
Right.
called unpredictability in managed leagues, but he's super consistent last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Consistently
Yeah. No,
good.
yeah. Yeah. Especially well, especially if Laporte is dealing with any kind of injury. That's a pretty big boost. Um. Okay. So it feels like in this spot. I mean, I guess we could look at the big receiver faller, or it would probably just be like two running backs.
Yeah.
I
Let me
like
scroll down a little
your
bit.
I like your running back. That's I think your highest owned and underdog. I think he's a good pick here.
Me too. I mean, I do draft him way too much, but we've jinxed it every time. I don't think this drafter takes him though, based on Javonte, DeAndre Swift, Travion Henderson. I think this is where the drafter pivots. He's going to take the wide receiver value there, who I also would have a hard time passing up on. But
Yeah.
do we go 5 receivers deep? Sean Siegel would say yes. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That
I don't know. Gretsch would say yes.
it is a bench. Okay,
Oh,
he
Lamar
didn't take him.
Jackson.
I mean, do we
Do
take Devonte Adams or do we take a
do
running back?
I think we take running back first, given the other two teams aren't so balanced and they easily could take 2 running backs before our next pick. And after the next 2
That's
running backs go, I kind of like it less.
that's fair. I would prefer Patriots guy. I
Yeah.
prefer
It's
okay.
Ramondre here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's tough. I mean, do we want to just take Devontae Adams and just get the best player available?
If you want, I mean, I'm cool with it if you want to, but I'm cool with Ramondre as well.
God, I
I
mean,
don't want the other running back first, but Mondre or we take the value.
let's take the value.
All right. Hell yeah.
Did you get it?
I got it. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Thanks for that assist.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah, don't
I,
don't wait for me to click it. If we both agree, let's have it. Let's make it happen. Because the
yeah,
last thing I want to
well,
do is like I was looking at a list. I'm trying to flip through stuff. So with the assist there, Hartman
I
coming in
mean,
clutch. Yeah, it's the value. We can't. We're gonna need depth during the season. Burden's starting off hurt.
yeah, and so is like Buka.
Egbuka's
He
hurt
has
too.
yeah.
Egbuka the toe, Burden the groin, Brees Hall the groin. I mean, we're the all injured team right now.
Devontae, healthy as he's ever been.
Yeah,
So,
true. I saw him.
right now.
You know,
Yeah.
so no, this is. I love this
That's
start.
just that's just a monster value on Devontae though. I mean, oh yeah, Nick
People
making a good
forget.
point. Yeah.
People forget. Devonte Adams is a free look.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, we got a couple free looks, right? Because we got AJ Brown's a free look, and then Devontae's a free look. We got a
Bro,
couple.
we're so close to landing one of these 2 running backs that we like. Jaden Daniels goes. That helps a ton actually. I have a feeling
Yeah.
the one spot could double tap running back. He takes Jalen Warren.
Okay.
So
There we
I think
go.
that's the biggest hurdle because 2 spot drafter, maybe we made the tier break there by taking Devont. Oh, obviously we made a tier break. Yeah, he double taps from
Yeah.
Andre. So that's the game we play.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I mean, I still think we have two decent options like for running back here.
Yeah, I threw one up. So we queued up 2. I moved one up higher that I think I prefer. Did we had Tony Pollard last year, didn't we?
Did we? Because
Yeah, it was
he didn't get
terrible.
hurt. Yeah,
Well,
he did kind of
he
just
was
suck
so
all year.
bad for the first half of the season. By the end of the season, it didn't even matter when he was actually getting good.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know you are kind of right. And it does sound like the split's going to be more real this year. I would probably prefer the other one, yeah. I mean, I like the other one quite a bit. I like him more than Jalen Warren. So,
I like him a lot. I think heads up,
uh,
yeah, versus Jalen Warren. So then this other player
I
I put
will
in the 2
throw
spot, I have
uh-huh.
him ahead of Pollard too.
Okay. I mean, I'd be fine with that over Pollard. I would be
But
okay. So
we can get Dowdle here, right? Let's just do it.
we could go Rico. One thing I will float just in case we could take the hurt tight end. Could take Kittle, but probably just
Yeah,
Rico, right?
probably
Kittle off
Rico.
the Achilles is probably not the move.
I
The
know, and
yak god.
there's some depth. There's some depth at tight end. I feel like both you and I kind of know who we like at tight end. I feel like the room's chilled out just a bit. Although Kincaid and
Yeah,
Kraft go to the same team, I think we go Rico here. It
I agree.
is, yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, I just wanted to float it just in case. Oh yeah, and Joe King actually that's the one I actually want to target the hardest. His
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah,
tight
yeah,
end.
yeah. I've been following that too
Yeah.
for
That's the
sure.
one, and I think we're in a good spot at like that 9 spot or whatever.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
let me see what I think about that range, right? Because it's going to be a range where we're looking back over there. I do think we can um, have our pick in that range because there's a bunch of tight ends that are in that range.
Mhm. Yeah, so we should be able to get someone decent around there. If we
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to,
yeah.
we can.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of tight ends in that range that I hate. I know there's one that you like that we both kind of like, but I've been like on the fence about. But there's just so many tight ends around there that are actually like ambiguous. Some people have the rankings way different than other people. So I think there'll be a few tight ends that go before our next pick, but by the time it gets to us, there's at least two tight ends that I would feel really good about taking, especially given we're kind of chilling for a bit at wide receiver, and we don't have to force running back either if we don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at the next turn, like it'll probably be at least one running back, but we don't need to force it if they end up like if the room keeps wanting to
If
take
the
them.
tier breaks, if we get behind the
Yeah,
tier break, I'd hate to force it. I'd
exactly.
rather just play the late game and go more contingent upside, kind of like we did last year to some extent. But
Yeah. But hey, now we're doing it late. Now we actually have the info. We're gonna get the real, we're gonna get the real backups. Wow, Travis
yeah,
Kelsey 76. That's pretty early, huh?
um, yeah, I think
Or
it's
is it not?
fine. Did I think it's fine? I was looking at a list. I, him and Kittle going. I think it's fine. The guy that you and I both don't like, Isaiah Likely. I don't know why anyone would ever take him over Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, no, I don't know why Isaiah Likely's ADP is so high in this. Like because he's kind of like a big play guy, anyways, right? I mean, even when he is good, I guess they say he's gonna be the wide receiver 2 on the Giants. And if
What does
anyone in
that
the room
work?
is listening, take heed. Isaiah Likely is the wide receiver 2 for Jackson Dart. You can get him in the 7th round with premium, so take him. Scoop that Dipperino.
Another good. So we got the value on Adams was probably our best pick so far.
Yeah.
Besides just scooping Brees at the right timing was really smart. Imlar says Jaden going helps a lot later. Can always wait after the wrap when you pick your next QB. I think that's a good thing to keep in mind.
Mhm.
Harvey and JCM, some shouts out for potential running backs we could have considered there.
How
Um,
I was gonna ask
what's
how
up,
you're feeling
Charles?
about JCM. I know we're not really in his range, but are
Yeah,
you
we'll see.
picking?
We could be in the range. Some people don't like him because of his lack of pass catching. They say they're working on it this year. The
Mhm.
problem with Bill for me is I do want year two running backs, right? So he fits that mold. And with Jaden Daniels healthy, that's good enough. The problem for me is no one, at least that I've talked to or what I'm seeing, the market, not anyone in particular, but no one's really pricing in the Laramie Tunzel out for the season. That's a huge deal. I think that moves them from a middle of the pack offensive line to one of the worst offensive lines. Like that big of a move, that much of a difference. So that kind of scares me. And what that could mean is just more disrupted rushing attempts, hits behind the line, contact before the line of scrimmage. Bill's a big play waiting to happen, but what's going to happen when they are in a bad spot? Maybe their defense isn't so good for the Commanders. and they're not calling a high volume of run plays, and then they're opting to pass it more, whether they're playing from behind or trying to play catch up, right? If we need Bill to get 12 plus rushing attempts to have a chance at having one big run, I'd be afraid there'd be some games where he doesn't get there, given Katron Allen is interesting, and then obviously Rachaad White is going to be the passing down guy and has always been one of the better pass blockers, right? So think of a worse offensive line, Rachaad White a great pass blocker, and how much help they might need. I think Rachaad White could end up seeing the field. I don't know what the split's going to be like, so that scares me with Bill. But how you? Because I do draft some Bill, right? But better in
Yeah,
best ball maybe.
I kind of think so too, especially being that boom bust guy. Do you see Rachaad White just went? That's that's high for him, no? But I kind of do agree, especially with Bill being a little bit more like boom bust type rusher. He probably is that better in best ball thing and gives you a lot of weeks that are like disappointing. And yeah, the Laramie Tunsil thing is probably fair. That probably should be more of a downgrade than it's been being. I think as Bill is getting a little bit of the hype, he kind of like never really fell because people were hyping him up around the same time that happened.
Yeah,
So yeah, that is probably true. I will say Laramie Tunsil did get hurt last year, and they have like the same guy who filled in last year who did okay, but it probably is like a pretty big overall drop in their ranking. Like I saw ETR dropped them like I think 8 spots or something off it.
that's what did
So
it for me. Yeah, I'm not really any kind of offensive line expert, but I try to just figure out the directionality of the consensus rankings for O line, and then trying to keep an ear out for news like that maybe gets undercounted in fantasy circles where people don't even know, uh, you know, other than the skill position players and the quarterbacks. Kind of, just the not FFPC. These are some pretty sharp drafters, but just maybe more casual conversation around fantasy. Like I think it's not really reflected well in the underdog ADP either, that the Commanders took like one of their best players is out for the season. How is that? How is their team not just like shifting down? I haven't seen their ADPs really change. If anything, they're going up. Diggs is kind of divorced from that a little bit, but still like he's been rising a ton, and that's just him landing on the team and ADP catching up anyways.
yeah. Yeah, and the only one that's really going down is like Terry, but that's you would think that's kind of mostly the Diggs effect. Probably not even
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jerry and I were talking about that the other night,
Oh yeah.
last night, 2 nights ago, last night, 2 nights ago. It was recent. It was 2 nights ago.
It all starts blending together at some point.
I know.
Dak Prescott. I guess.
Wow. Dak
Kinda crazy.
Prescott. Is this 6 point passing touchdown league?
Oh, for real. Like that's I mean, like I guess, like, but that seems high. It seems like he could have pushed Dak back around. You have a stack or
Uh,
something? No? Because
no.
stacking matters a little bit, right? Like it's not super
Yeah,
important, but
sure.
with the sprint, it's a bonus. Because like if that team smashes, then it's like you're correlated bought in.
Sure. I would agree.
Uh,
I think it matters somewhat. I wouldn't super highly prioritize it, but
Yeah. No,
it
I
does add to it. It does add to it.
yeah, that's I mean, that is the guy who's drafting, I guess, a little bit different. I kind of like how he started with 4 straight. Like that is kind of sick. But then I don't know, he's losing me. He's losing me after he started with the 4 straight running backs.
Yep. Yeah,
Um
I'm chilling. I think
uh
all right, we're up in 2 picks.
I mean, man, I mean these running backs aren't great. Um
Nope. Quorum goes, Harvey, Gainwell. I
and
think
some of the
top queued running backs, okay. I actually don't mind that.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, are you're him over the older guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think I am too.
And the injured guy. I'm worrying about the injured guy.
Okay, that's fair. I've been picking more of them at the later prices, but I'm not really married to that. I don't like him that much. Um I think the top guy is probably the best click. Do you have anyone else you want to throw out?
Not necessarily because,
Mostly receivers.
yeah, and there's some depth there. The one question I have is the guy I put in the queue who's last right now, and I'm taking number 2 off. I like our 1-2 picks. I think we go number 1 first. We're on the clock, right? I think we go Jordan Mason here because I'm
Uh-huh.
there's a chance the guy we want at number 2 is gone, but I think there's enough buffer at that position that they'll take other players if they even took that position, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think, and the two teams on the turn are both pretty set at that position.
So we get Jordan Mason there. I do think, I mean, he had 6 touchdowns last year. I think it can get better with Kyler Murray at quarterback. They can actually score more touchdowns as an offense. 2024, week 8, you had Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Jordan Mason leading the league in rushing yards. All were averaging like 100 rushing yards a game plus.
Mhm.
And so we're not too far off from that. He's talented. The Vikings need to be better. I think they can be. So I do think it moves away from Aaron Jones and moves towards Jordan Mason. And we are looking for kind of more of a pure rusher with a rushing touchdown, giving us fancy points here. Obviously, he's not super involved in the pass game, you could say, hardly involved. But I'm still not going to go back to Aaron Jones. I think I'm starting to. I was drafting more Aaron Jones previously in the summer. I'm starting to kind of fade Aaron Jones and just like full fade and not really worry about it.
Yeah, that's
Tyson
fair.
goes.
Oh, that was a
Dang.
bad pick.
That is I guess he's
95's
trying to
too early.
it's too early for me. He's trying to play catch up. So obviously the player who's the top of our queue right now, we both agree on should really go. And none of these receivers are that interesting to me. I mean, there's one guy that I really like. We
I
just don't need that. But then the guy I have second in the queue, how soon do we take that player? Is it will he come back around? Because the next pick we have is the
I'm
10-10, and that's pick, I just want to say out last pick 118, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Okay, that sounds right. Yeah. I mean I'm not I guess I'm not a member of the club.
You're not a believer? Oh
I,
God. I
well
had to
like
convert you on the spot.
I'm enough of a believer to like if it
He's
made
gonna
more
go.
sense
He won't make it
structurally,
back.
yeah,
The
but
the
like
thing is
we
we don't
just
need him.
really
But
don't need it.
also, what if he's the guy you need? I think he's one of the most could be the guy you need players that's available.
Bro. I
Am I
mean,
crazy?
well, I think you're crazy with the build when we can't even start
I
all our
know.
receivers already. And
Who said
and
who
look
said
at
he's a receiver?
okay.
It could be a running back.
Yeah, no, it could be a running back, but look at all the good like huge upside guys we can get in like round 10 even if we don't get that guy. Like I
I don't
think
see
there's
any. I don't see any upside guys after this guy's gone.
well I think there's two guys that were drafted higher than this guy in the same class at the same position.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, my most drafted receiver, one of them, he goes pretty late these days. So yeah, I
Yeah,
like. Oh, Michael Wilson. That's a see. He goes Jordan Tyson, but he makes up for it with the Michael Wilson. That's kind of a ball knower pick.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually a pretty good pick there. I
All right,
I
so
will
we're doing
say
Juwan Johnson.
I think we go Jawan. I will float out again. Like quarterback would be a decent spot, but probably just Jawan. I think we push it, right? Yeah.
100%.
Jawan.
I'm down to push quarterback. There's no one there that I feel like we have to have. I have so many mid QB preferences. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think there. Let's just go Jawan here.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah, no, I agree, Jawan.
Plus, I mean, we waited till round 9 to get a tight end and tight end premium, but we took a guy that we really liked that I think is on the kind of come up, right? With the Tyson injury news, I think he's a smash pick there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think he should be moving up even more. I think even we can look at another tight end who should be moving up too from a receiver injury. You
I
know,
know who you're
there
talking about. Yep, he's one of
yeah.
my more drafted tight ends as well, and I think there's a chance he's there with our next pick. I'm not sure.
I
I'll
looked
go
at
ahead and yeah.
his ADP is more like like our next pick, which I
Well, that's
mean
what I'm
maybe he goes
confused on
higher.
because I don't know if it's just lagging ADP because there's already been so many drafts. But
Mhm.
as far as the tight end position and what's available, there are two guys there that I really wouldn't consider drafting at any point.
Mhm.
But you're right, he is much further down the list, so maybe we don't rush
Well,
it. At the same time, I think we do want to get some guys that we like and not push tight end too much further because these are potential flex positions at some point in the season with injuries, and
mm,
we kind of know who we like. So I feel like it depends. There are obviously at some point we can take QB. Yeah, the Caleb Williams throw out there for the potential stack is a good consideration. Let's just see how far he falls because I'm not sold that we'd have to have Caleb Williams, but he would be a nice piece on our team. We have
yeah.
so many good stacking options. Obviously, Drake May's already gone, Burrow's already gone, but there's two other really good QBs from a kind of a weekly floor standpoint that I think we could get that fit our
Well, I
team. And then
mean,
a lot of upside guys still
even
left too.
yeah, there's just some guys that go so late. Like even just throwing out a couple names like Dart, Purdy, Bo Nix, like they're all great values. It's like, you know what I mean? Like there's just so,
I
and those
I,
aren't
I
even like the
take
best ones. There's like five more. It's like
I like
there's
all
so
of those
many.
guys.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray,
Yeah. I like Kyler too, and he probably goes like damn near free in this.
he's free,
So
undrafted.
yeah, he might be. He's like QB like 20.
Yeah, I mean
But
he's literally like there's other QBs around him that I mean not actually undrafted, but like practically
yeah, you're putting in like no capital to get him.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean if your guy comes back, I'm cool with your guy. But
Well, there's
and
some
then
interesting ones in here because like as you mentioned, like I'm gonna queue up a few of them.
all right.
These are all like really solid picks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. All three of them. I think
I
so too.
honestly, it's starting to come to it where we can push it, but like Stribley
Ah,
goes, yeah,
damn.
there's no way he'd come back around. He has way too much hype on him. He, for good reason, league winner, right there. Could use a league winner on any
Yeah.
team.
Yeah. I mean he might be, but Juwan Johnson might be too. You're getting 900 yards and 100 targets in the ninth round tight end premium. That's
Oh no,
crazy.
I love it. I love it. Yeah,
But that yeah,
we
it
looked at
is
the
true.
the fantasy points put out. What's the most year over year correlated stat for tight ends? First was yard. Second was fantasy points. Then it was like fantasy points per game, yards per game. Like it was just other iterations of that. So essentially, hopefully it's pretty sticky. And I think the situation is going to get better quarterback play, more consistent. The coaching's good. They bring in Tyson, but then he's injured. So I think Jawan Johnson's still a smash pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And I mean, yeah, the Tyson injury, like Juwan should be rising more if anything. And yeah, like I don't know, he just looked great last year, especially with Shuck. So I think yeah, he just feels like smash.
Do you see some of the players that I threw in? I and
Oh, let me
we
look.
don't have to take them all like anytime soon, but kind of just my preference for these like this tier of players in the queue that go after those, the two
Mhm.
position groups. We kind of have like the first position group there that we're thinking about a lot of upside picks, but we don't have to like force it because we're so good at we're so balanced right now. And really, the only thing we have to do is get QB late. But and then the other position group, we can talk about some of those guys, and maybe we just see if we can get one or two of them to fall to us for some, uh, you know,
Yeah,
for some value.
yeah. I think I kind of like the rookie. I kind of like the rookie. For the
Yeah.
second group. I think, he's getting a lot of steam lately. It's sounding pretty good for him. I'm not like I'd be fine with any of those guys that you queued up. I'm not really opposed to any of them. But I feel like the rookie would probably be the favorite of mine. I mean, I mean, it might be late enough. We could pick like some of these top running backs too. Like, oh, you got a lot of guys.
Yeah, sorry, I have way too many
Oh, a
in the
bunch of.
queue,
Oh,
but
okay. All right, I got you. Well, like, I, do you have any interest in any of the like top 3 running backs by ADP, or not really? Are you out on those guys?
let me flip back over there.
It's
I'm out on pretty much 2 of them, although I like those offenses. I mean, they're all 3 good offenses.
mhm,
I don't think they distinguish from the guy who's the 5th running back available. Oh, he goes. Marshawn Lloyd goes. So I was going to take
yeah.
Marshawn Lloyd ahead of those guys potentially.
Really?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
So do you think Marshawn Lloyd's gonna give us a lot of like standalone, or you just think his upside's so like
His
gigantic
upside
if
is so
Jacob?
gigantic. Like
That's
what we saw
fair.
from Manuel Wilson filling in last year, RB2 on the week. And then also, if he's healthy, they've been waiting for this guy for a long time. He could have some standalone value if the offense is good enough, right?
Oh yeah. If they're good enough, he could. Um,
Matt
yeah,
LaFleur is a top 5 coach,
yeah.
offensive minded coach.
Oh yeah. No, I think I agree with you there. I oh, that's right. That's the tight end you hate. That makes sense. Yeah, I forgot you hate him, but that's fair though.
Which tight?
Um,
Oh,
well,
who?
I know you hate Gadsden. Gadsden's the worst pick on the board.
Yeah, we can't. We didn't we have him last year?
Maybe, but we would have picked him
We
hella
we
late if we
we
had
we
him
picked him
last
up on
year.
waivers. I swear we got him on waivers.
Oh, maybe we spent a big fab bid on him. That kind
We
of does
we
make sense.
we wrecked our fab on Ollie Gordon
Oh yeah. Why do we do that?
because it
Was
was
A
like
Chain
week
hurt?
1 or 2. Achan had a little ding up. Ollie Gordon scored a touchdown on like 6 carries or something, and then we both liked Ollie Gordon preseason, so we dove into it. Also, we were playing 0 RB. We needed RBs, right? So
Yeah. To be
okay,
fair, it's not
so
like there were really that many.
I think we can continue to push QB, but there are 2 there that are not bad.
Yeah, I mean those two are pretty great, but then there's like 4 more after that are also great.
I know. I don't think they separate enough unless you want the first QB. He
I
is.
I would basically I would not want Trevor, but the other one I'd be fine with
I
if
honestly
we
should we. Do you want to take
well,
the top tight end in our queue?
the top tight end. Who is
Yeah,
that?
or no?
Um,
Push him for sure, right?
yeah, we could probably push him. I well, I mean it'd be fine if we wanted to. Um, so we could either go Lemon,
Yep.
we could either go Lemon, Schultz, or Herb. Well, not Herbert because they both have quarterbacks after us, so it wouldn't be him. So do you want Lemon or Schultz or anyone else you want to shout or
I,
like Jonah?
I think I want Lemon the most, but I think we can get. I I do think I want Lemon the most.
All right, you want
What do
so
you think?
Lemon? I would
Yeah,
probably be Lemon.
I'm Lemon.
All right, and then so I kind of debate the Schultz or the giant upside swing tight end who's rapidly moving up the board. Davis Maddock would call this a value.
He would. Well, are we like in round 11? I remember when round 13 was the joke. Now it's round 11 is like
Oh
not
wait, oh you're right. Oh
edible.
no, you're right. Wait, no, what's his ADP?
No,
His ADP's in like
it's
round 11.
so that was pick 118. Next up we have pick 123.
So do you think top
Right? Am
guy
I
doesn't
crazy?
come back? No, you're right. You're right. Do you,
I don't know. I would not trust this room that he would come back. I don't think he comes back.
okay. I do like him a lot.
I like him more than the rookie running back because I think I also the
Okay.
second year running back who's number 4 in our queue. and number 5 in our queue. I like them both more than that guy.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
I like the guy at number
team.
4 quite a bit, but
I like 4 and
think
5 a lot. I get them on most teams that are.
Man, that's tough. I mean, I think the best pick is the top guy. I feel like the quarterback would be nice too, but I feel like with the other guys we're looking at, it's probably not the move to go with the quarterback.
I think we can keep pushing QB. The room's got a bunch of QBs.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's still so many.
So the question is, which position do we get depth at? Tight end or running back?
Yeah, I just
and which one's going
like,
faster? I feel like tight end's going faster than running back.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who went double pretty early. And I feel like the top guy gives us more value because he's a very viable flex. Like he's a super like good flex option. So
yeah, let's think about average weekly floor. He's the pick.
Yeah. And if he gets in the end zone, he's probably close for ceiling too, because the other guys aren't taking over.
Yeah, Ferguson goes. I think
didn't even make it to us.
Let's smash this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz. There's less contingent value at tight end than there is at running back. And so the running backs that are kind of nothing until they're something are going to stay on the board, stay in the queue for a while that we can get later. But the tight ends, once it dries up, I think I have 2 tight end names that no one likes that I like and I can defend pretty aggressively, especially in this format. I'm hoping that one of them is free and we can get them much later. I'll type it into the chat, our private chat.
Wait, let me guess it first.
You guess it in the private chat, which also we should be using. No, that guy's on a full fade. He's toast, but I don't think it's the worst pick. But it's the other one.
The second one.
No, well, that's a good pick too. Dude, this guy.
Okay.
I went on a tirade about this guy with Jiri the other night, and I don't know if I convinced him, but like I reassured myself even more because I like re-looked into it. And Jiri was trying to defend. Has he been drafted yet? I don't want to say his name because, well, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to take him. Jiri, obviously, ball knower, great drafter, great takes. Only very few players we disagreed on, but one of his more drafted tight ends was Chigakonkwo. In the bull case is Jaden Daniels, and they use him in a way he's never been used before. He's playing more snaps. Instead of being a 40, 50% snap player, he has a more full of a role. I just think Chigakonkwo doesn't score touchdowns, never been good, never will be good, and kind of more of a PPR scam, which kind of leans into this format a bit more, but he doesn't score touchdowns. He's never on the field. The last thing you want is your team is you have one player active to win your matchup. That team's on the offense. It's the last game of the week. They're moving down the field to try to win from behind, and your player's not even on the field because he doesn't play that many snaps. So like in my mind, Chigakonkwo fits that bill where it's like he might not even be out there. He could be. We'll see. Maybe they use him more. Yeah. But he's never been good. So like I have Chigakonkwo behind Dalton Schultz. I have him behind a lot of these tight ends that are still available. It's funny that he's falling in this room, or at least in this room, no one's reaching up for him because I feel like an underdog, people take him way more aggressively. The player I put in the private chat, I would draft him over a Okonkwo straight up. It's not even close.
Okay, that seems a little bit aggressive. Well, okay, well, what's the case? The guy that you put in the private chat, like
the team that he's on?
But yeah,
and
I guess
on that team.
What happened last year?
The guy in the chat
got rid of the guy competing, I guess.
No, he's been injured. He goes through injuries, but
that's true. Yeah.
The guy in the chat has multiple career games with 2 touchdowns and multiple career games with over 100 receiving yards with multiple touchdowns. Like he can literally, in a sprint, he could be the guy you would love to have.
Yeah.
But the guy you put number two that you put is also a sprint stud.
Yeah, I think he could hit. I think he's kind of getting underrated where they've been talking him up quite a bit. But
the hard part about the sprint is it's not a best ball sprint, so you still have to start these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with him though, we would he'd be a guy I think we'd figure out pretty quick if he was washed or not. The guy that I put.
I know, and because it'd be so hard to know when to start him, he might not even be worth taking if someone else pulls the trigger early. So it's like if he's just there at the end, we'll see.
Yeah, late. Yeah. But yeah, I don't mind the guy that you put. I think you're maybe hating on Chig a little bit much, but I don't mind the guy that you put as a late click too.
You got to, it's the thing we do where it's like we're one season removed from like their good season, and people forget. And just go back, look through his game logs, look at that player, think about the offense, think about his chance to be number 3, think about his chance to be, if injuries happen. It does correlate with our team somewhat, maybe not in the most positive way, but it's still. Anyway, I don't want to. We'll go late on that pick, but if we can get that player, I think it'd be worth having in tight end premium for sure. I'm drafting him in underdog. Cyrus Allen goes there. Wow, only like 5 picks after Xavier Worthy. What do you think about that?
Wow. I mean, Xavier Worthy's terrible, so fair enough. But man, the Cyrus Allen hype, I don't know. The Cyrus Allen hype's a little bit out of control, right? That's I guess the big thing with him,
he goes ahead of
like,
Rashid Shaheed.
That's kind of crazy. But it's managed though. Like how valuable is Rashid Shaheed in a managed league? Like Cyrus Allen, I mean, even Rashee Rice, is Rashee Rice even good at football, or is he just like schemed up? And if Cyrus Allen can actually beat man coverage like Rashee Rice can't, and maybe he can be wide receiver 1 on the Chiefs by week 8. Probably not, but maybe.
So let's play a game here. I'm going to scroll up. Let's count by position who has what and who doesn't have anything, right? Everyone has a QB except for us, Juice Crew, Kohler Bear. Everyone has 1 otherwise, except for old number 7 in the 4 spot has 2.
He just couldn't pass on that Herbert value.
I guess so. Everyone has 2 tight ends except for the guy in the 1 spot has 1 tight end, and the guy in the 11 and the 12 actually. So we're good. We're pretty balanced there. Everyone else has at least 3 running backs, except for the drafter in the 2 spot has 2 running backs.
Yeah.
We have 6 receivers. We have the most receivers, except for the drafter in the 12 spot. He has 7. But we have the best receivers and we have the most. I mean, I guess his actually aren't that bad either. I would say ours are still better.
Yeah, ours are definitely better with Chase and AJ Brown. I mean, yeah, because his 2 is Ladd. So
his Jefferson and Ladd doesn't even compete. And then we have Burden over Rome. Even though you're a Rome apologist or just a lover, I would say you're just a Rome Odunze lover. Hey, I used to love Rome Odunze too, but he can't catch balls, so it's kind of a good trade for a wide receiver.
I'm a Luther truther. I'm in on Luther. Yeah, I mean, Ben Johnson said buy Luther Burden stock. I posted that in my home league the other day when I picked him too. That quote, buy Luther Burden stock. I'm buying. Head coach, it's basically insider trading. The head coach is telling you who to pick, and people don't want to listen for some reason.
So we don't have to be the last team to draft QB, but we're the second to last team to draft QB. We can see, Bo Nix and Mahomes go, both guys that I would have thought would be good picks in this range. Look at our queue here. Obviously, there's a tight end there that we're going to move down and is a later pick. But
yeah. His ADP's around here though. Oh no, it'd be like next round, right? Yeah, like next turn for the tight end.
Appreciate you, Nick. Good looking out. So Coker goes. That's a fun pick. Is there? I don't know that we have to have these running backs. I would feel more comfortable. Wow, Gads. I would feel more comfortable starting our QB journey than having to have one of these running backs, but we both kind of like them.
I don't mind if we want to go with the running backs. If we go QB,
let's take QB after the running back. You're right. Let's take the running back first.
Okay. I'd probably lean towards.
Or do you think because they have Daniels and Josh Allen, what are the odds they take a QB? They're not going to take a QB.
Yeah, they shouldn't. If they do, it's more power to them if they want to take.
This guy has 2 running backs, and this guy has 1 tight end. They're going to take a tight end and a running back and a running back.
You're right. You're right.
Let's take our top guy.
wait on the QB. I think we take Texans running back, right?
Yeah, let's go Woody Marks there. Bang.
Woody. Okay, yeah.
Looking kind of good. Making some good cuts. Looking a little bit explosive. Maybe the Texans surprise to the upside. Maybe they're not so bad. Has Montgomery ever been the full feature down back? I think Marks can still carve out a role. I think he has some standalone value. And I think the offensive line got better. Brandon Aubrey went. We didn't discuss that yet, but that's pretty funny.
I didn't even see that. Where'd he
It's
go?
the dark mode. Also, if you guys didn't know, you're an hour and a half into the draft. This is FFPC Big Gorilla. It's a $350 draft. Hartman and I co-manage it every year, and it's $1 million up top. It's tight end premium, and there is a dark mode in this. So you just go to the top of your screen, you hit the little dark mode button for your FFPC. It doesn't have to be light mode. Everyone likes to play light mode, but yeah. So this guy, Tank Bigsby, goes. I knew that there's some running backs would get drafted by the guy who only had Bashal Tutin and Bijan. Tank Bigsby's a smash pick. Even in PPR, it's just the contingent value is good. The standalone value could be like fine, right?
Yeah, but I do like the Woody pick more because since we are a little bit thinner, like we get that receiving upside. Yeah, and that's 100%. What he specializes in. Yeah.
Sadiq did go. So I had Sadiq queued as a conversation piece. He ends up going. I actually love the Sadiq pick. First round tight end. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's fine in this range. I think he's in an appropriate range where like it made sense to pick him because tight end does fall off quite a bit.
The question becomes: everyone has QB except for Juice Crew.
Mm-hmm.
I think we take it here, or do you really want to push it and make someone else start to take 2 and 3 QBs?
I mean, is there anyone worth pushing it for? It'd probably be like the top receiver if we were going to push it, but I don't really think we should push it for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was thinking I don't think it's worth pushing. Actually, that's a good counterpoint. Or let me scroll down. Did he go? No, he didn't go. Did he? The receiver.
The receiver.
We don't really need receiver, but this one in the queue.
I would be top quarterback if we. That'd be my QB. Dart, right? It's Dart.
Yeah, let's do Dart, right?
Yeah, I'd be Dart. I mean, I actually don't mind QB. Purdy versus Dart, but Dart is like my favorite.
No, we can roll with Purdy. We could have rolled with Stafford. I don't think either one comes back around. Bro, if you're telling me that we can get Jackson Dart 1 pick ahead of someone taking Jalen fucking Naylor, nobody, no name pick that will never be drafted next year or again, was never drafted before this year, but all of a sudden he gets paid on the Raiders. And oh, by the way, he's getting shit coach speak from the Raiders camp. They hate him. They're like, we paid up for this guy. He sucks. They're already thinking about starting Jack Besh over him. It's Trey Tucker season. It's Brock Bowers season. Ashton Genty. We got Big Mike Washington. We got Big Michael Mayer. Sorry, there's not enough room for Jalen Naylor on that squad, a guy who can't catch the ball. So maybe he has a touchdown every now and then, but how are you going to figure that out? Not only is he the worst pick on the board in best ball, he is by far the worst pick in managed leagues. How the hell are you going to know when to start Jalen Naylor? I'm done.
Well, yeah, and like even just the preseason usage, he's out there playing with backups. Trey Tucker's getting rested. It's like if that wasn't a sign, they shouldn't have been going next to each other the whole time. I don't know what it is. I was starting to question it because I was like, well, Trey Tucker's not really the best, so it's like, should I be picking some Naylor? And then he played with the backups in the preseason. I'm like, no, I was right. I'm like, no Naylor for me. I have like 1%. I took a share here and there.
The nail in the coffin of the Naylor coffin, it's that easy. Naylor in the coffin is what this team name should be. Besides the fact, I already named all the other good players on that team that should get the ball more than Naylor, that will get the ball more than Naylor, have probably more touchdowns, more target share. Maybe not more touchdowns. He could have some touchdowns. But Trey Tucker was 96th percentile among all wide receivers last year in snaps played. Trey Tucker he never leaves the field, right? The dude's always on the field. And he's going after Jalen Naylor, a guy who's at best the third option on any team he's ever been on, and whatever. But Trey Tucker, great pick in best ball, always on the field. Like I said, the hypothetical situation, it's Monday Night Football. You have one player left in your flex. You're like, damn, This team, the clock's ticking down. It's the fourth quarter. Your offense has the ball. You bet your ass Trey Tucker's on the field. So best ball, he's a great, safety rip if you need a wide receiver 5 or 6. I draft a bunch of them. For me, Naylor just doesn't do it, but he could lose out to year 2 Jack Besh. And yeah, also, so Jacoby Lane, he does go. It's a player I queued up that I thought about taking over Dart as a potential league winner pick. Your thoughts on the Jacoby Lane hype train?
I think Jacoby Lane is going to be one of those guys that's like way more better in best ball. Just as far as like, yeah, no, that did work out pretty great at QB. Getting Dart that far back was pretty nice.
Clutch.
But Jacoby Lane, I do think like I think he's a pretty legit pick, especially in best ball, but I feel like you're gonna have a really hard time starting a Ravens like anyone other than Zay Flowers at receiver week to week. And I think just with the archetype he is, where he's like not a huge separator, he's not gonna be like racking up the receptions really. He's probably gonna kind of be more like contested catch, like touchdown guy. It just feels like he'll be like pretty inconsistent in a managed league, at least to me, like how I kind of am viewing him as a player. But maybe that's underrating him a little.
That I don't think you're wrong about everything you said there. I think it makes sense. Is this before your knowledge that when he did rookie karaoke for the locker room that he chose Kodak Black's Skrilla as his karaoke song? Have you seen this video?
I have not seen this video, no.
Okay, so I'm sorry that I didn't show it to you before the draft because maybe we would have taken Jacoby Lane in round 11 or 10. But, Lamar Jackson, close personal friends with Kodak Black, which I know you appreciate. I appreciate Kodak Black. And Jacoby Lane goes up there, does his piece, and filmed from Lamar Jackson's cell phone is the recording that's on social media. So check that one out. That's it. What else is, but team chemistry can you say? There's the shower narrative, the Bible narrative, the breakfast narrative. We have the Kodak Black narrative now. It's like, that's like the Spotify playlist narrative. Okay, all these defenses are going. We're going to hold strong, right? Houston goes, Denver goes, Rams goes.
Yeah. Well, so okay, so I have like power ranking, like schedule stuff open. How many weeks do we want to index on? Like the first how many?
I think we usually look at the first 3, 4.
First 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's what we did last year, right? Last year we took the Cardinals defense, if I'm not mistaken, but we took a pretty late one.
Yeah, I think we took them like last round, but they kind of cooked early. I think they were actually okay. So, one of them that has a pretty easy schedule the whole way, but especially early. Let me see where they go in this. Okay, so we could probably get them back around. I'll just put it in the private chat because they're a good defense that has a good schedule. I guess they have some changes coming.
That's a good defense. That's a good defense for sure. What?
Let me just send you too. Yeah. I'll just send you the link. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it's cool. You can adjust a little slider and see their schedule and the strength of the schedule. But it's nothing like for rankings. It's just about their opponents.
That is a tough opening slate. You have to get past week 2 and 3. Oof. We have a lot of players on.
Oh yeah, you're right. Week 3 is rated good, but that shouldn't be right, huh?
No, that's weeks 4 and 5. I'd like. Okay, we're almost up next.
Yeah.
Looking at our queue here, do you think so? I was kind of surprised that Malik Willis just went, but I didn't have him as our highest, QB to go with. Do you like the first QB or do you like the first tight end better?
I probably slightly prefer the first tight end. I will say I don't mind a running back here.
Who do you got in mind?
I added him, but if you're out on him, that's fine too.
Is it who I think it is? The guy that we both loved last year that burned us?
Yeah. I actually just added him too, but no, I added a way bummier guy. Uh,
Oof.
I'd
I'm
be
I'm
fine with
cool.
top tight end. Top tight end would be fine with me.
Let's do top tight end because I think either of those QBs, any of those three QBs would work, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm not really worried about second QB. Jackson Dart's
So,
gonna carry, baby.
what do you envision for this tight end? A depth piece or a potential? I mean, we've got some synergy there, but what does this tight end do versus any other player we could take?
I think he's just depth. I mean, honestly, there's like three
Yep.
good tight ends available. So if you wanted,
I go Kate
yeah,
Otten
okay. So
there,
we got Kate Otten. I think that's fine. I view him similar to like the other tight end he had queued and like Pat Fryermuth even. I think they're all in a similar tier.
but he's on a better team and just doesn't split the work as much. I from this
Yeah.
position, we can always take more tight ends, but I don't know that we need another tight end in particular unless it gets late and that guy that I mentions there or the guy that you mentions there
Yeah. We definitely don't need another like legit tight
mid.
end. I mean, I guess flex, but we probably
Well,
should
I
pick
think
more running backs now.
yeah, I want to do more running backs. Otten was like the last guy that I think is on a good team that has like a pretty established role.
Yeah. So I think just the top three running backs are probably my top three. Yeah. Okay. Emmett
Yeah, and
go.
I like to push all of these guys. So did you see this one? I actually like this guy a lot. He's the number 3 running back right now. I was talking with Jerry about him. Jerry's taking him like in every draft, and I think he's pretty sharp too, right? Have you heard the good
Yeah.
vibes on that player?
I mean, a little bit, yeah, but I think there's also the other guys coming back to practice like today or yesterday, right? So
Yeah,
it's
and is
like,
he
is this
anything?
guy really the two or was the two hurt? I'd be
I think
fine
for
with it.
me, I'm kind of leaning we go QB here just so we don't get stuck having one of the worst QBs. I know last year we
Wait,
had Hurts.
why do we need a second QB?
We don't have to. I'm saying, you want to go running back first, do you think? Because
I mean,
neither of these QBs will come back around. We don't need them
that's
necessarily. Baker
I
just
mean,
went. I kind of thought,
it's fine if you want if you want one of the QBs, we can do one of the QBs. I'd be fine with either. Probably slight lean to the top guy, but we have a
yeah,
stack with the second guy.
I have a
So
slightly to the top guy. He's just good. He's just way better than the second guy in general, right?
yeah, I mean we can take him. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, how many running backs do we have? Four?
We only have 4 running backs. You want to get that 5th running back?
I mean, kind of, but like I guess if you're worried about the QB, I do think the QBs will fall off big time after this. So if you're worried about a second one, we can
So will
take
the
him.
running backs though. The running backs are going to fall off too.
Yeah. I probably lean running back slightly.
I don't know if I can get him up there and fast enough. You want to take that one?
It's,
Pacheco?
it's fine.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Dang.
all right. We got it in. I thought we were about to take Goff. I just
The contingent value is really good.
I so why do you what do you want the second QB for? Like, do you think some of these teams that took two are probably gonna like end up dropping some anyways? Like one guy's like
That's a good point.
Drake may Bo Nix. I guess maybe he won't, but like I guess I'm just
You're
not as
right.
worried
You're
about
right. We
the
got the
second.
QB we believe in. Last year, I remember we had Hertz and Bryce Young, and we actually ended up dropping Bryce Young before we ever started him, if I'm not mistaken. And also, yeah, things change during the season. Some QBs could get benched or lose their job. Also, this is the year to hold on to a guy that's super late, like Penix, or if you have any faith in, I don't know. Actually, Penix probably you could just waiver on later, but
Yeah.
if you wanted to
I
stash
mean,
Penix, you could. I know you're kind of out on the Falcons.
yeah, I mean I would be okay with the stash Penix idea, I guess. I guess it would be fine. I guess he has the upside. Yeah, that would be fine. I feel like if we were gonna stash a guy though, I'd rather stash like Fernando or something. Like and just hope we get
No,
him to
yeah,
start. But
I
like
was thinking him. I was thinking him too, for sure. Like, and I think where we got Pacheco makes a lot of sense.
Mhm. I'm
You
just really
know,
worried that like they're gonna like really crush the running backs to the point where it's like not even draftable guys.
and obviously a piece of the Lions is nice. I
I mean, I think we could go. Wait, so is the other because we also could pick the other backup too if the backup that looks better right now goes.
I'm just not sure if I'm not sure if I believe that he is
You don't
someone I
think he has a
want.
shot?
I don't know. I've
That's
seen
fair.
sharp
I mean,
people
I'm
draft
not.
him. I've seen and it's managed. You can easily drop him. I've seen him drafted by sharp people, so I'm open to taking shots on goal at that position. He's just not a player I'm going to prioritize.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's a priority either. But I mean, as they like to say when okay, well, we didn't get the other guy.
I know there goes Black. There's no way he'd come back around. So, you know, Goff goes, Black goes. Like I think all of the players in our queue right now. Well, I mean, you added some interesting names. Some of them will come back around, but
Oh yeah, I
where
was just
did
scrolling down trying to find some.
I don't know if this player's gone yet. I'm looking through because I've kind of turned a blind eye at the wide receiver,
Mhm.
bro.
A wide receiver.
So I want to put some emphasis on, yeah, like you've queued up some good guys. I think the year two running back narrative it's like guys who can take a big step forward. So anywhere we can find a guy that we maybe it's a post type sleeper or guys that we believed in last year over some of these like super late pick rookie running backs that are just equally as bad of a dart throw, but maybe we don't even have the time to wait to see if they develop because we're going to drop them, to waivers like week 1, week 2, week 3.
Yeah. I mean, we could also look at like something like that. We could drop him.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good pick in this format. The guy I was looking for, I don't think he's gone yet. I was going to search his name and I forgot, but let me throw him in the queue. Yeah, oh, this is kind of a fun pick. And it's not someone we even need, so it's just like how long can we wait on that last guy?
Oh, the last guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, his ADP is really low. It says like not even drafted, right? So.
It's higher than the last running back that you added.
Oh wait. Which guy you're talking? Wait, put it in the private chat. Which guy you're talking about?
Oh, it didn't load in the queue. Let me jump back in the private chat.
Oh wait, maybe I. Oh yeah. Okay, I see it. I see it now. I mean, does he help our team though? It's not a bad flex play to be honest with you.
We have him last year.
Oh yeah, I think we did. We
We
picked him like
did.
right at the end. Yeah, because he wasn't. Well, right, because we did it early in summer. Yeah, so he
He
was
was one
still
of our
free.
hits. He was one of our hits last year.
I mean, it is like a guaranteed hit. He's definitely going to outperform the ADP
Yo,
of
what's
Iron
up,
Throne.
Ruben? The Iron Throne Fantasy Football. Guys, if you don't already know, Hartman and I are in a fantasy league. It's called the Iron Throne. And I'm going to throw the link to the YouTube channel in the chat right now. I'm pulling it up. And make sure you guys are
Uh,
subscribed over there. We have new content coming out. Our draft is this week on Tuesday. So make sure you guys are also subscribed to, besides being subscribed to Hartman's channel, which I know you guys are, link in description. But make sure if you haven't already subbed to Hartman, make sure you do. Also, go subscribe to the Iron Throne Fantasy Football. You can click on either the name here or in the chat. I have the actual link. We have a really sick league. It's a 14-team league, and I don't want to spoil it yet, but we just decided draft order, and I'm pretty pumped because I got the pick that I wanted. I'll say that much. But yeah, Hartman's in that. I'm in that. A bunch of other creators you know and love are in that. I mean, the name goes on. Joe Pisapia, Eric Bimefor, all of the Toxic Tower. We have Adam from Nice and Blunt. Who Hames is in there. I mean, there's tons of guys. Michael O'Hara. The list goes on and on. We got Rob from Professional Fanatics, who I just had on the channel earlier this week and went over there. Super fun time. So make sure you guys are subscribed to that. It's going to be sick. And our draft, we're going to do it Tuesday, and the video will come out after that, but you'll be able to see. And it's a managed league, 14 team. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty hyped for it. Lots of fun names. Like some people haven't collaborated with before, and then some that are like pretty familiar.
100%.
Okay, so with the quarterback, if he makes it, because the guy next to us has a Lamar and Herbert, right? And this guy
I
has
don't
two.
think we take this quarterback because you've
Because
further
it's the same
convinced
buy,
me.
right?
Well, I technically yes, and also he's going to be droppable and picking upable. Like look at the other QBs that are still available. I know that Love went; he was kind of the other one that I was thinking is like has some value, but we can't make any
Mhm.
trades or anything. I mean, what's the difference between that quarterback and the second quarterback available, or the third, or the fourth? Right. So to me, I'm going to remove him from the queue.
All right. Yeah. I mean,
I
I wouldn't mind Dimes either. Not right now, but like if we wanted to look at him
yeah.
later.
I just added 2 guys to the queue.
Let's see it.
Added a few more.
That's fine. Oh,
Do
someone
you
took
want to
Jaden
do?
Higgins.
That's crazy. Do you want to do probably auto drafting? Do you want to
Um,
do RB3 that you have up there? He has like no ADP, but
yeah, I mean that's fine because
let's
someone
push
will
it.
probably click him.
Oh, do you want to go this receiver who I just queued last, or this one, or you don't want
Uh,
receivers?
let me see. I mean,
I,
okay,
I queued.
I don't mind the first rounder if we wanted to like take a look at him and see if he gets some reps early.
I would take him here over the running backs. I think.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I do like the two tight ends that you queued as well. I think they're both good picks at this price, but I just don't know if we really get use out of them. Like, but they're probably a better flex than most of these other guys, right? I like the
Except the
first.
guy. Let's take the
Oh,
receiver, right?
yeah, did you get the receiver?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Omar Cooper, one of my more drafted wide receivers in best ball. He's a first round wide receiver pick. Enough said. And I'm a known AD Mitchell non-believer hater, but maybe I just look at too much data. Maybe I'm just looking at the stats a little bit too close because
Well,
he's never been good, hasn't ever been good as an NFL player. One of the worst wide receivers in his class, AD Mitchell. Hey, how about we take the first round drafted Omar Cooper, who's there to replace him, and also Kenyon Sadiq drafted in the first round too. So it's a youth movement with the Jets. They're moving away from, I guess, everything they used to be. It's kind of like the Browns. Maybe Judy gets traded. Judy
yeah,
goes in this one too. Keenan Allen went. So Keenan Allen was the pick that you and I probably would have taken there, right?
yeah. I mean, I kind of like the idea of Omar Cooper though, because
Hell yeah.
especially in this league, let's say in the first 3-4 weeks, let's see AD Mitchell is the guy that the hyper said that he was. Well, then we just drop Omar Cooper, and it turns out he was just a bust first rounder. But it's like we're getting a look at a first round pick at pick 190. Give him 3-4 weeks. What if he starts getting a little more reps and gets on the field? Then we
100%. So then I think the running backs are getting so ugly. We should prioritize running back. We got, we have Lemon, we have Cooper. That's super depth with rookie upside wide receivers. I don't think we need the other 2 rookie wide receivers I have queued up. Do you want to actually take, so Frymuth goes, do you want to take that other tight end who's pretty legit, or do you want to? I think running back maybe
I
serves a
mean,
better purpose in this team.
I feel like running back probably does serve a better purpose, but that tight end's probably the best pick overall. I feel like the tight end is the best like value pick, but running back's more of a need.
Is there even a running back we can agree on here, or should we just take the tight end?
I kind of feel like we should maybe just take the tight end and see which running backs come back.
Let's do it.
All right. And he's a young guy with like big upside too. Like I know right now, like the news hasn't been the greatest the last like month or two, but I mean, we're talking about like a super young tight end who the starter just left and signed a big deal in Washington. It's like, I don't know. I think there could be some big upside there.
I like Gunnar Helm. He led Texas in receiving yards before he got drafted, so the competition wasn't as stiff. Well, no, wait, was that? He was a rookie last year. Yeah, it was the competition wasn't as stiff. He did play with A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy the year before, but didn't have as big of a role. Anyways, he's a starting tight end on the Titans. There's some value there, and we're in this range. The last 4 or 5 rounds, all guys we could drop pretty easily. So I don't think it's worth taking a kicker yet, and because we're going to stream kickers like we did. Defense is maybe a question that's coming up. I want to go look and see how many teams have drafted defenses so far.
It looks like 3 or 4. Oh no, way more. I guess 5.
Quite a few. Yeah, 5, right?
This guy is 2 though. One guy is Denver and Houston. Kind of
That's
crazy.
funny because what are you gonna do? Flex one of them?
I guess matchups.
Stream
Maybe he's got
matchups. Yeah.
a master plan. I guess, but it seems kind of early for double defense.
I think you just give up some ability to take a league winner. I'd rather have Jacoby Lane than Houston defense. I'd rather have Emmett Johnson or Kalen Black, or probably, even Pacheco, obviously, or Ray Davis than the Denver defense, even though they're both good defenses.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean I think so too. I was sorry, I was just kind of looking at some
Like that, he
rankings
says
for him.
played in 14 team leagues, but have to say not my favorite. Maybe, it depends. It depends on where you're drafting and how you can do it. It's going to be tough for sure. It's a sharp league, no doubt.
Yeah.
And yes, I was at the Flock draft the last weekend. It was a good time. It was pretty insane. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, go check it out. The Flock League draft video. I walked into the place they were recording it at. It was an auditorium. It looked like a damn movie set. Cameras everywhere, cameramen everywhere, high quality lighting technicians, sound technicians, soundboards. The set was incredible. I was hanging out with Sammy, and he was telling me they got there at like 6 a.m. to start setting up, and they were drafting. I think they started the draft at like, I forget exactly what time it was. It was, I think, noon or 12. I think like 12:30 they started actually drafting, or a little bit before 1. So they had done like 5-6 hours of work to get all set up, and then the draft took like 5 hours. It was pretty sick, just getting to see behind the scenes and like the amount of effort they put into this thing, the production quality. I think it might be the first fantasy football video to ever hit 1 million views on YouTube. Like it's we'll see if it can. Last year they did some pretty big numbers. I think this one could go all the way. It was, and it's kind of it's a really entertaining draft too. There's a lot of funny moments. There's one moment in there that in real life, in real time, it was incredible. It was like the room was like, everyone was like jaw dropped. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil it, but it happened in like, I think it was the 9th round.
I'll have to watch it. I haven't watched the Flock League video yet. I was waiting for the Nick Ercolano version, where he just reacts to it. That's
that's what he did last year. He just reacted last year. Well, Ron was saying, I was in Ron's chat last night. He was saying the BDGE draft is coming out real soon. I think they're doing it on like this week sometime.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I've watched more of their content for the league stuff than I watched the Flock stuff, but they're both pretty entertaining. I mean, I like them both.
All Vibe says, I'm holding those Cooper bags also as a Mitchell hater. You're in the right place, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday's going to be insane. I'm pumped for the draft. Some Helm love. Baltimore defense. Hartman, let's take a little peek back at your defenses and kind of see what we think about like the first 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks.
I was looking a little. Baltimore is okay. They have one bad matchup. I kind of like. Let me go over to the queue.
We have 3 picks left.
All right. Yeah, Baltimore's defense schedule is all right. Oof, this one's rough. What's Philly's schedule? It must be terrible. They're way down there. Yeah,
What
that
about the? So do you have it filtered to 3 weeks or 4 weeks?
I have it to 4.
I have it on 3. Let me move it to 4. We can look at the same thing. Oh, it changes some things, I guess. What do you think about defense
Yeah.
number 6? They haven't gone yet, have they?
No, but I think their star player, I don't know if he's playing the first 4
Okay,
weeks.
I guess, yeah, that's not ideal.
I
Defense
mean,
number 4, are they gone?
I don't think so.
Well,
Right?
I
They
guess we could
shouldn't
probably
be.
look at the queue. We could probably look at our own.
They go really late. Cuz they're not supposed to be that good this year, I don't think. Right?
Yeah, they do go late, but it's kind of a streaming thing. Look at the first 2 matchups. I would say
That's
favorable.
true. Yeah. Well, if we're going to what about number 10?
Yeah, that's a good. That's what we should do. They're already gone though.
Oh,
No,
are they? Oh, yeah, you're
thought
probably
so.
right.
Well, are they in the? I have it
Yeah, no,
filtered to
you're
just defenses right now. They're gone. The
yeah, they're
Chargers are gone,
gone.
right?
The Chargers
Yeah,
are
they went.
gone.
They
Yeah.
went 16 in the 16th
Damn.
round. What about
Oh, free look defense is a good point. San Fran and New England free looks.
and New England is? I mean, not the worst defense,
Yeah, they just
but
have a
they're ranked tough matchups. Holy shit.
yeah. I mean, I don't think they're numbered. I don't think week 2 is actually as tough as this thing thinks it is. But I mean, maybe. But
Wait, what is San Francisco's matchups? They get the Rams and the Dolphins. Yikes! But you get a free look on the Rams.
yeah, but then we'd have to
But
do
then they get
wait.
the yeah.
That'd be fine though. Waivers would be fine actually.
Ingram goes. So we're gonna wait for kicker, right? We'll draft the defense potentially, but not a kicker. Is that what you want to do?
I think are there any really good kickers left? I mean, yeah, probably not. Like probably not a kicker. I mean, we could take the Rams kicker is not a bad bet, but I'm not really opposed to also just waiting and getting a kicker later.
Harrison
Oh,
Mevis
he
goes.
goes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I would definitely just wait on kicker till like the last round, probably,
Well, can we just pick
or
one
not
up
even
in a
take
in a
one. Just
yeah,
pick
not
one up.
even like right. Let's just take an extra running back and then.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
But
I
I'm
think.
okay with taking a defense if we have a plan around a couple week starts. I'll let you keep looking
Well,
at defenses. I'm gonna look at other positions and see if there's anything else we might want.
well, do we like the Patriots get a little bit easier later in the year too? But I guess they're just more the free look benefit.
I don't mind that. Although, yeah, the Patriots, Seattle, and Pittsburgh,
The, the
and then
easiest
Jacksonville, and then Buffalo. That's sort of like a fucked schedule.
the easiest early schedule other than week 2 is actually Detroit. But I think their defense is going to kind of blow this year because we don't have any corners and our safeties around like IR. So,
So we're
man,
on the
Tyler
clock
Shuck's
here.
still there. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think we leave him to waivers. Do you want
Yeah.
it? So we obviously, we've got
Well,
4 tight ends, we have 5 running backs, we have 7 receivers. Do you want to keep talking about defense? Do you want to take
I mean,
maybe our last running back here?
Baltimore is a pretty good mixture. I feel like, and they should be a good defense, right? They have Jesse Minter.
Yeah, that we could do Baltimore. Their first 2 matchups, I don't hate their first 2 matchups. Is it
Mm,
worth taking here with no free look and then just having faith they can beat up on the Colts away? It's an away game.
that's true. Well, which running back do you like then? If not, because I'm fine with a running back.
I think we could take the first one and we would
All
know
right.
some things. Are you cool with that pick?
Yeah, and then see if he
Or do you
gets
want the
any
third
playing
one? Do
time
you
week
want the
one.
third one or do you want the first one?
Eh, Probably the first one. I think if the third one does anything, it's going to be later, anyways. The first one is that's a good point on the first one. I kind of like the idea because week 1 we're going to know Sean Tucker whether he gets some playing time or not, right? If he does get a goal line touchdown, he gets, like 8 or 9 carries, then it's like, okay, we need to hold this guy. He actually has a role. But if he's a healthy
Yeah.
scratch, we can drop him.
What's the role? Did our queue
Yeah.
disappear?
It did.
That's because the positional limits or something on the. I don't know what that is, or maybe I accidentally hit clear all or something. I don't know. Is that even possible?
Oh, do we have to take a defensive kicker? Oh, I think we must have to.
I didn't think we
'Cause-
used to have to, but it's looking like we do right now.
Yeah, nothing else is there. So
That's what
yeah, and
happened.
flex just doesn't show up. Okay,
I
so wait,
swear
so
last year we didn't take a kicker, but maybe I mean obviously I'm wrong.
yeah, okay, so I mean, it's
Let's look at
probably
let's look at the
Baltimore,
week one
Pittsburgh.
matchups. So week one matchups, yeah. Well, we don't get a first look on either one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville defense is gone, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
dude, the Miami defense they get the Raiders week one. That's like one of the best matchups. But
And
it's
the
at
Titans get
Raiders.
the Jets.
I'd rather have a home team too. Detroit versus the Saints. But you don't like the Detroit's defense?
We could take Detroit. I'm not a big believer, but I mean we could take them. I like our defensive coordinator. I just think our secondary is in a really rough spot to begin the year. I don't know if either of our starting safeties are playing, and they kind of hold it down back there.
Do you want to go? Is Pittsburgh still there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh and Baltimore are still there. We go Pittsburgh. I'm fine with that.
Let's at least cue it. Yeah, I think we both did it at the exact same time.
Yeah,
But yeah, week one they get Atlanta. Dude,
that's fine.
That's great. It's gonna be fucking
Yeah.
Tua throwing pick sixes.
Yeah, that's actually a good spot. Yeah.
Bro, okay, easy click. Pittsburgh defense. We love it's one of the best defenses. It's literally one of the best defenses when healthy. And they get Tua week one. I'm in.
How much do you think coaching matters for defenses?
I think it matters. Also, it's a home game
Well,
for Pittsburgh.
I mean, I think that's the big scary thing to me about Pittsburgh is, they lose defensive guru, like, longtime head coach, and then replace him with Mike McCarthy. I don't know who their DC is. I guess I don't really know
the
DCs.
way you said that. I'm just like, oh yeah. Well,
that's why I'm a little lower on them, but they are a great defense and they have talent. So it's like, I don't know. They can't. How much could they really fall off?
For every point we lose on their defense because of Mike McCarthy, we'll regain it with Rico Dowdle in our RB2 because of Mike McCarthy, because he loves Dowdle. It's his little Cowboys connection, right?
That's a good point. Yeah. Oh, they got Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham was the Raiders DC before. He was actually pretty cool. The players loved him. I feel like Patrick Graham, the big thing with him, he always started out the games pretty hot, and then in the second half he would kind of get shelled, but also their offense always sucked really bad. So that was kind of part of it.
The problem with the Patriots defense is that the first 4 weeks they literally play at Seattle, Pittsburgh Steelers, at Jacksonville, at Buffalo. I don't think I'd want to start them in a single one of those matchups. So hopefully whoever takes the New England defense, we can just pick it up when they drop them in like week 3 or 4, or just never worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would actually be pretty cool if they end up getting dropped or something. That would work out pretty good. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think the Steelers should be fine early. And maybe week 2 we stream a different defense and then we can just drop it and then keep rolling with the Steelers or something. Because they have a pretty nice schedule, or after week 3, I guess. They have a decent schedule. So
right.
So yeah, we might be able to roll with them, other than 2 and 3. That's a great point. We should do that.
How many free look kickers are still available though? I don't think there's any. Except for the Patriots kicker.
Patriots kicker would be fine. I mean, I don't know if he's any good, but
Pinheiro went right before our pick, and then the other matchup is the Rams. He gone. Mevis went before our pick. Seahawks, he gone.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he?
All right, yeah. Well, if we can get the Patriots guy, then for sure him.
Well, I think we're the last team without a kicker, aren't we? Or are we? Is there anyone else?
Well, do either of the two on our left not have a kicker?
Oh,
no.
There's 2 teams without a kicker, and he just took. Oh, he took Trace Mack. That's crazy.
I've never even heard of him.
I've never even heard of that name. We said it at the exact same time, bro. You and I.
Yeah.
On the
That's
same wavelength, for the better or worse. Last year it was for worse. We drafted all the players we liked, and we just drafted too early in June, and we kind of sunk our own team a little bit with our waiver picks and stuff. Dude, this year I love this team.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think it looks pretty solid. I think I mean, I think the Rico Mason as the 2 should be enough to hold over.
Even
And
Woody's
then the
fine.
rest of the team's pretty sick.
We're one waiver addition at running back away from just a juggernaut team that no one can touch. Our wide receivers are literally unbeatable in this pod. Like, no one comes even close. They're going to need Jacoby Lane. They're going to need the Strib Club breakout. No one else, like, there's nothing that's going to save them otherwise. So, obviously, we got to get out of our pod. We have to play tight end strategically, but we're one running back waiver away from just crushing. And for any reason, if Sean Tucker has a bigger role week 1, if we're holding on to Pacheco, and Gibbs misses time, not even the whole season, just like 4 or 5 games, it's an easy, spot start for Pacheco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's definitely true. And I think, yeah, just the upside's pretty huge if Gibbs went down. It is too bad we didn't. Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say it is too bad we didn't know we had to take a defensive kicker. I don't think it would have really changed our strategy, but
maybe I'm getting confused because, like, in sleeper you don't have to, and maybe last year we had already drafted them. I thought you didn't have to, but we obviously are misremembering. Why does Pacheco have the little asterisk? What am I missing there?
We timed out on it.
Oh, okay. So we could have like rolled it back or something.
Yeah, I just think it means that you like auto picked it or timed out, because like, see the dude with the Baltimore defense at 19-4, he has the same thing. I think it just means you like run out. I mean, maybe I think you can roll back a pick that you make too, right? Or no, maybe not.
I don't think you can.
Oh, it has to be a timeout.
I don't know that detail specifically. I'm surprised there aren't more timeouts though. I feel like everyone's here is drafting pretty attentively, but at the same time, someone drafted fucking Jaden Higgins.
Yeah, yeah. And that one doesn't have the
before we
asterisk.
took Omar Cooper. Do you want a round 2 Texans receiver with a torn ACL or a round 1 Omar Cooper rookie on the Jets? Maybe people hate the Jets that much.
And Texans are quite a bit better than the Jets. I mean, that guy is on auto too. He has the little Charlie Kolar, man. That guy knows ball.
Well, he's the Kolar Bear. You knew. No, Kolar Bear didn't take Kolar, bro. What is the world coming to? He had to go defense there. Is why. That's so funny. He couldn't even take
Jake
his own
Tongas
guy.
Over Kolar is crazy for the Kolar.
That
Bear.
is fucking crazy, dude. Who would draft Jake Tongas? That's a better in best ball pick, and it's not even a good better in best ball pick.
This maybe like week 1, I guess, right? If Kittle's out, if he doesn't travel to Australia.
What are you gonna do? Start him in your flex?
Huh?
What are you gonna start Tongas in your flex because Kittle's not playing?
I mean, Tongas put up some decent games.
Actually, the more I think about it, it's actually not a bad idea. But a week 1 flex, you're already punting on the first 6 guys you drafted. Like, that's the problem. Also, he has McBride, Bowers. How many flex spots can he? I guess he could start Bowers, McBride, and Tongas. He technically could start all 3 of them.
Bauer, yeah. No. Oh wait, that's the Bowers McBride team.
Yeah, and his tight end 3 is Tongas. He didn't even go Kolar, and he's the Kolar Bear.
Yeah, what's that guy doing? That guy definition
He's
of
asleep
not
at the
knowing
wheel.
ball.
It's 1 a.m. Eastern time. Half this room is drunk or asleep.
Oh, Tongas is a free look. I guess, yeah, if he plays week 1, Kittle doesn't.
A free look, sure, but then what are you gonna do? I mean, I guess you put him in your extra flex. It's like obviously still starting Bowers McBride. It's not that free of a look. You don't get that much discretion.
That is true. It is a little worse in that sense where I mean, I guess because his position players are kind of weaker. I guess it kind of makes sense in a way. But yeah, it is a little weird. Especially if you're the Kolar Bear. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Najee ended up getting drafted. We queued up Najee. We thought about it, but the tiebreaker for me is we just saw Sean Tucker use last season. He had 7 touchdowns. That's the same amount rushing as Bijan Robinson. So Sean Tucker's like not a pushover. He's the Tampa Bay Bucks have the consensus number 3 offensive line ranked. And it's pretty ambiguous right now what's going to happen with Bucky, the shoulder injury. And obviously they bring in Gainwell, who's a stud. But Sean Tucker's a different element for them. He's a breakaway runner and could be a goal line back potentially. With Najee coming off of a devastating injury for running backs on, yes, a great career, but that just adds more tread to the tires at running back. So I'll take some Najee. If like we could have taken Najee and not taken a kicker, I would do it. I just think I think Sean Tucker's actually a better pick than Najee, like still.
Yeah, I think I probably agree with you. It's tough to
close.
say, like
it's an argument for sure.
I guess like in theory, Najee could have a bigger role like right away or something. So like maybe if because I thought we were honestly just gonna get both. Because that was kind of the thing.
Did too.
And then
well,
like
we could have taken Najee in round 19 if we didn't have to go kicker because we were taking defense in round 20.
Probably. Yeah, that was what I thought that was what I thought the plan was. Well, we even talked about that. We're like, oh, we're just not going to draft a kicker. We kind of forgot about that.
There are IRs, but
do you get IRs?
I thought there was one IR. No.
Oh yeah, okay. I think you're right.
Last year, I'm pretty sure we used it. We just kept Scadaboo there and just like cried.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was it was just pain. Just pure pain on Scadaboo.
What's up, Mac Nova? Shout out. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Mac, are you getting in these FFPC streets? I can't remember if we talked about this or not. But yeah, we just drafted our first big gorilla of the year. Only 2 months later this year. Last year we did like mid-June. This year we're doing kind of end of August, but not the full end of August, given the extra schedule, one more week for the schedule. Isn't it crazy that like Best Ball Mania is like 70 something % filled right now? I feel like it's going to fill pretty quick. It's been filling up like 2% every day or so. And that's all it would take to get filled in the next 15 days or less. So yeah.
Did you say they dropped the promo for it this weekend?
Yeah, I'm like, you have to draft 4. I think I've done 3. I did one today and I was multitasking. Tell me, is this okay or is this bad? I only drafted 7 receivers and 4 of them have a week 8 bye.
I guess it depends. Like, are they the early guys?
I want to say I started Gibbs and then I went Malik Neighbors and Olave, I think, because aren't Malik Neighbors and Olave both week 8? Yeah, that's who I took, because then I accidentally took 2 other week 8 receivers later on.
I mean, it's a little tough, but if you drafted the right team to ship it, then you'll just be smoking the pod. So you might lose 20-25 at receiver that week, but if you're smoking the pod, you picked all the right picks.
I have to pull it up. Well, actually, I have it right here. I could pull up my last completed draft on this screen over here. My receivers weren't bad, is why I only went 7. And then I realized that the last receiver I took, maybe we'll review our team on FFPC. So just the side question, or side question
we can
here.
See it real quick. Yeah.
Well, I'll just read it off. I don't even want to show it because I don't know if I want to mention the last pick. It's kind of embarrassing. It's an interesting one. Okay. Neighbors, Olave, both have week 8. But then I got JMO, DK Metcalf, who are not week 8, and Jacoby Myers, who's not week 8, right? So in week 8, I'll have to have JMO, Metcalf, and Myers, or else I get a 0 at one of them if one of them is injured. But those are pretty good guys. They're not bad, right?
Yeah, that's fine. It's just the JMO. If JMO can hit a decent week that week, then you're probably set.
Yeah. And my running backs, I have Gibbs, Irving, Rashad White, Bigsby, Dylan Sampson. Only Kalen Black's on bye that week, so it's like the running backs will definitely be in the flex. The other receivers I've got Stribling, who's on week 8 bye, and of course, and then I forgot that what his bye week was. My last pick was actually Xavier Hutchinson.
See, that one's kind of inexcusable. You got when you had the week 8, probably you got to go someone else.
Well, I have Herbert and Stroud as my only two QBs, and I have
Mm.
Stroud, Schultz, and Hutchinson as like the path. I have Kolar with Herbert, and that's it. I have Tucker Kraft there, but now we're getting way too deep into this team. I was multitasking. I thought about I could have taken a third QB, like just throw on Penix. Maybe Brissett was there. My problem was I took 6 running backs. I probably only needed 5, and then I should have had like an 8th receiver, or just not taken Xavier Hutchinson. Either way, it's kind
Yeah,
of still a
I
fun
think
team, but
I think it's
eh.
one of those things. It can get by. It's not a total killer. Like you're not like, oh yeah, one of the guys not with a week 8 bye is my 17th round pick or something. It's you had 3 legit guys.
See, Mac Nova is such a ball nowhere. He's like, "There's no IR. You guys are stupid." Okay, you're right. Yep, I keep on getting confused with other leagues.
He's already done
Solid.
17 of these, he said. So he
Yeah,
knows.
I knew he'd done some. I think he'd mentioned it. I can't remember in the moment. Solid team,
He's
3
probably doing
spots
the
of fun
bigger
spots
one,
to
but
collect
still.
pass catchers. Yeah, we collected so many good pass catchers. We'll review this team. Mac's done 17 season long. That's sick. Next week you're on vacation to stop you from doing any more. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Where you going, Mac? What's up, Adam? Good to see you talking about another person in our Iron Throne League. We got Adam in here. What up? What up? We just wrapped up this FFPC Big Gorilla, and I think we love our team. We're about to review it. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I. It's okay though. I've got more bolts in the chamber for Best Ball Mania, so we're good. Look at that. Yeah, Devontae Lemon values are nuts. Appreciate that. Yeah,
Okay.
what's up? Is it Calvin Austin as the last one? Was it? I didn't even see that because we took our kicker. No, we took our kicker and then it went
Uh,
LaQuint Allen and Emmanuel Wilson.
I think he might have meant because you said you had an embarrassing pick at the end.
Oh, okay. No, not that embarrassing. Come on. It's still the Texans wide receiver, too.
Yeah. I mean, Xavier Hutchinson, he's getting drafted pretty often these days.
Bro, he had like 30 something catches last year on like 40 something targets, and he had over 400 yards receiving. Like, he's not nothing.
Xavier Hutchinson or Tank Dell straight up from the Texans fan.
Hutchinson. Tank Dell's
Yeah.
not healthy. He's just like not even back.
Yeah. What
Hutchinson's going to
Jalen
be
Noel?
playing. I think Hutchinson is not necessarily better than Noel, but has been in the system. Now he's in year 4. Hutchinson is 23, 24, 25, 26. He's in year 4. He just like knows every play. He knows exactly what they're doing. He's a good blocker. He usually plays depth behind Nico Collins. So he's had action because Nico's missed a bunch of games, with hamstring and such. So Hutchinson is just the guy who the coaches trust. I think he plays way more snaps than Noel. And
Mhm.
I don't know if we see Tank Dell. And if we do, and when we do, how much does he play? So I think Hutchinson outsnaps Noel and Dell from my perspective.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you because he plays outside. Noel's a slot only guy, pretty much. Not slot only, but mostly slot guy. So
So
that's
I think
fair.
Hutchinson's draftable. I'm not proud of it. Somehow I'm
Yeah.
proud enough to show it on stream or at least talk about it. Waiver Wednesdays are the worst. Yeah, that's a lot of waivers to manage. You got to get yourself uh, a super shorty. Get a Steph for hire. Someone to manage just the waiver wire.
Yeah.
The Atlanta New Orleans bachelor party. Oh yeah, that's right. That's gonna be sick.
Oh, nice.
No, you said Xavier Hutchinson. Oh yeah. My last pick. Yep. The 30th like. Dang, we're killing it tonight. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Fantasy Dog? 30 likes is pretty good. If you haven't liked the stream already, please like it. Make sure you're subbed here. Make sure you're subbed to Hartman. Link in description. Hartman Fantasy Football. And also the Iron Throne. We have our draft coming up. We'll have some content coming out real soon. Catch me, Hartman, Adam, all there competing this year head to head in a managed league. 14 team. Gonna be sick. Yeah, Butte, wide receiver 2, no wide receiver 3, Hutchinson bagging my fries. It could be, right? Because they did throw out some feelers on Bateman and Butte and Mooney, I think was the reports. So maybe the thing is, any one of those guys joining the Texans, they probably could get incorporated pretty fast. But I think even then, Hutchinson starts the season like out snapping any new addition at this point. I guess there's 3 weeks left, but still.
I picked Mooney in a
Hutchinson's
draft.
You took
I
Mooney in the
think
draft today.
I took Mooney in draft day, and I was like, maybe he gets
Oh,
traded. I
Mooney.
had Jackson Dart, and I was like, oh, maybe he gets traded, or if he doesn't, I have the stack, so it works out.
It sounds like Malachi Fields is kind of beating him out, though, doesn't it? Look,
Yeah, yeah.
Noel and Hutchinson both got drafted in round 19 here.
Oh wow, back to back.
Sneaky
There we
Bono
go.
right here. And he took Tank Dell. Okay, I take it
Eli,
back.
Eli Raritan in the 20th round over Charlie Kolar. That's crazy. David Njoku in the 17th.
So when we did the ship chasing drafts, it was FFPC rules, but best ball, 20 rounds, tight end premium. I'd have to pull up the draft board, but Eli Raritan and Charlie Kolar both went in like the 17th or 18th round or something, because everyone's
Yeah.
just a ball knower and like crazy.
So your tight end guy, I don't think got drafted, but his teammate did. Did you see that?
I
17,
did.
12.
Yeah, we ended up taking Gunnar Helm over my guy, and I don't think we lost any value by doing it because none of the other running backs or receivers or tight ends I would have considered taking over Helm or Tucker even. So I have Helm or Tucker over every single pick that went after us except for Caleb Douglas. We just didn't need receiver because we took Omar Cooper instead.
Yeah. Yeah. But Eric All in the draft was pretty shocking. Not shocking,
Yes.
but I don't
There's
know.
some there's
Interesting.
some Eric All fanboys. Maybe they watched him in college or whatever. I don't get it, but yeah, Gesicki on our waiver wire could easily be a player to add, but I don't even know who we would end up dropping is the thing. I'm glad we didn't take two QBs because I hate holding on to the QB that we don't need and wasting a spot. Instead, we get Omar Cooper and I mean, obvious upside. On like having great upside in a positional group, you're already so strong. To me, actually, is a good thing. You also want to have some upside where you're kind of weak because maybe you'll come through. But in reality, the upside pick should have a low floor and a high ceiling. And if you have a position that's weak, you don't want to have bench guys that are low floor because by the time you need to put them in and they're still low floor, you're going to end up risking taking a bunch of low floor output weeks. Like you're going to take a bunch of zeros. We didn't do that. Like at running back, where we actually need some swings, we just have like a guy like Jordan Mason who already has standalone value, but his upside goes from being like, medium floor to actually being a top guy. And then Marks is somewhat contingent but standalone. Pacheco somewhat contingent but standalone. Sean Tucker somewhat contingent but standalone. They all if you told me a certain week we had to like flex Marks or Pacheco, I wouldn't really flinch. I don't know what we'll have to do it though, given how strong our not strong, but our depth at tight end. We could flex Schultz any
Yeah.
week.
Well, yeah, and I mean receiver, like we should be able to flex receiver every week. Devontae's our wide receiver 5.
I know he's on our bench. Like he's not even flexing. Like we're just insanely deep at wide receiver. But
We're
injuries
gonna
happen. I'm saying we're gonna get there and Ekbuka toe, Burden groin, Devontae Adams hamstring, and all of a sudden, Lemon's still injured or something. All of a sudden we're like just getting by with Chase and AJ Brown plugged in, and then we have to flex Jordan Mason or Dalton Schultz.
yeah, and I mean our tight end room, I think for waiting, our tight end room's kind of sick. I like this tight end room for waiting super long. Feels like pretty good.
100%. Hutch is free. Mooney will have a role. I think Mooney can have a role. We were pretty let down last season, but he's had some good years. Malachi Field types, not nothing. Slayton still exists. Slayton's still a guy. 20 round tight
Mhm.
end premium best ball. Kolar should always be drafted for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mac was in those ship chasing drafts we did in person. I had a team I drafted with Eddie, and we took Bowers at pick 4 overall. Either 4 or 5. I think it was 4 actually. It could have been 5. And then we also got Laporta like super late, and then we pushed QB and we got Mahomes like super late. It was fun. I
Like,
always was 1 QB, but now I try to get 2 most of the time. We'll need at least 2 for playoff weeks in best ball. in FFPC best ball? Is
Yeah.
that
Why would
or
you
is he
need two
saying
for playoff weeks?
because the bye weeks because there's so many? No, I
I mean,
don't. No,
there's
I don't. I'm
it. Well, it
confused.
depends which one you get, but you could have like if you had Dak, you'd need a different one for your championship.
Oh yeah, those were cumulative scoring too because there's obviously it's in person FFPC best ball tight end premium rules, but it's cumulative scoring because there's no like what are you gonna do? Advance out of the pod and there's nothing, right? So it's just weeks 1 through 17. So it's kind of a different format. It's kind of funny.
So it's like It's like drafters format, but with FFPC scoring
I guess
or
so because
marathon. It's like marathon.
it's like a marathon because it's just
Oh, huh.
there's no like week 13 you're playing you advance or week 14 or you advance to some playoff structure. You just have to you win the whole pod at all times. So you just have to yeah, it's different. I guess you could say I don't even know how you would do it if there was some kind of actual playoff structure where it's like, oh, these 6 teams out of 12 make it to the playoff, right? And then to the finals. You could do that technically. It'd have to be it would go 8 teams, 4 teams, 2 teams. So it'd be like only 4 teams don't make the playoffs. So it's just a marathon. But I thought it was fun. I didn't really game theorize it that hard. I just kind of had fun drafting it in person and like drinking beers and chilling.
Doing
So
it for the love of the game.
yeah, and I don't even know how we're supposed to like sweat those teams. We all have like screenshots or like pictures of the draft board, but I don't know where this lives. And obviously you can't waiver like sit start or do anything, so you just like forget about it. That's what Emo was saying when we were doing the draft. He's like, guys, make your picks faster. You're never gonna remember this draft, and there's nothing you can do about it. One day you're just gonna get a Venmo from Pete for like, oh, you actually end up winning this league, and we're all gonna be like, oh, I forgot about that league. Like, because there's no way to sweat it. It just exists.
That's kind of fun though. Like just thinking like you might one day you just get the mystery DM. Like you got cash. That's kind of cool though.
I don't even know if there's a way to track our score. Like, how am I going to know how many points I have week 6?
Yeah, it's weird that there's no way they like hook it to your FFPC account or something to like see it digitally or I don't know, like upload it after or
I
something.
have to connect with Charlie. I don't know the details. Maybe Mag knows, but I bought a fantasy football magazine at the gas station last month, so I'm good to go for drafts. That's how I would do it. Actually, I
That's all you
don't know
need.
there's a better way. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure when you're at your in-person drafts that when your friends are looking at their printouts and their magazines, you take a picture of it over their shoulder when they're not looking, and then you can just snipe all of their picks. That's actually that's the advice I would give.
Just go with what the magazine says and then take DeJon Stribling about 7 rounds higher and Jacoby Lane about 5 rounds higher. And then you're
And you'll
good to
win.
go. Those are the only guys the magazine won't know about.
The only player I regret not having on this team is Stribling. Maybe we should have taken him in round 3 instead of Brees Hall.
Maybe we should have. The way people, so you're a big Stribling guy. So what's the deal? Just he looks sick in the preseason. Like I like the drum beat's been steady. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I like
It's 3 things. The first thing is he got drafted at the 2-1 to the 49ers. It's their first pick in the draft. The second
mhm.
thing is they don't have Ayuk. They brought Debo back, which is kind of funny. But it was and then Pearsall's done, right, for the season. And then Evans gets hurt all the time. So he just and okay, that's the first all of that is the first thing. He's on the 49ers. The second thing is the drumbeat's been super strong. And I know that the best ball community's been talking about him since he was picked 190, then 180, then 170. Now he goes in the 110s. And in my drafts, I take him pick 100. But like the drum beat's been super strong. The other thing, and I saw this today, I think I sent a screenshot of this to my brother in our chat. We talk about fantasy like every day. So Ryan Paganetti, who is like an NFL insider guy who's like been on like been in front offices. I think he was on the Eagles front office when they won the Super Bowl. He
Mhm.
says he tweeted this. Deshaun Stribling's preseason start is truly unbelievable. He's the first player in at least 20 years to total 11 catches within his first 20 minutes of 2 consecutive preseason games. So 11 catches in 20 minutes of playing time. The next closest, Des Bryant, had 10 in 2013. Demaryius Thomas had 10 in 2014. Jeremy Maclin had 10 in 2015. All three of those wide receivers were first-round picks. All three of them are like, Hall of Fame caliber, I would say, or just like really, really good. Stribling is a round 2 pick, slightly after, but Stribling had more catches than all three of those guys. Stribling almost had a 33-yard touchdown. He just like barely dropped the catch too. He was open. So that's kind of the thing, is he just looks like he could be an immediate. And didn't he play 5 years in college? Either 4 or 5 years. He just looks like he's NFL ready, and his size speed is insane. I don't get too caught up in 40 times in speed for wide receivers, because it's like, how fast was Jerry Rice? No one knows. No one cares. But Stribling is like 97th percentile speed score. Like I think he's 6'2", and he ran like a 4.3 something.
Oh, do you see what I sent you on Twitter? I just it's relevant. It's relevant to Stribling. It's the JJ Zacharyson stat. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen this yet. Targets per route run leaders among rookie wide receivers in the preseason since 2015, minimum 15 route run. Stribling, number 1, 59%. That's crazy. Number 2, Tank Dell at 45. And Tank Dell was the same thing, where the drumbeat was strong and people were getting really excited about him during training camp and preseason. I went to the Texans training camp that year, and I saw Tank Dell as a rookie, like before he ever played a real game, and like he looked really legit. Nika Collins looked 10 times better, but we all figured that out. JSN number 3, Amon number 4. It gets worse after 4, but it's a good tweet, isn't it? I feel like that. That's a fire tweet by JJ. Yeah, I'll keep that in my back pocket along with the tweet that I mentioned. Yeah, so I can just see that Stribling could essentially be the breakout receiver you just like everyone's going to regret not having, everyone's going to want.
Yeah.
So in your home leagues, just take them. I would take, so like this is PPR. I would take Stribling in this one. He went in the 9th round at the 9-10. I would take Stribling ahead of Josh Downs straight up. Not even flinch. I would take Godwin. I still think Godwin's a good pick. Obviously, Tyson's not a good pick. Michael Wilson versus Stribling is a conversation. Jaden Reed, I think, is a better pick. I think Jaden Reed is a good pick. Diggs is a conversation. QJ, I think, is actually still like a pretty decent pick relative to where he goes. Myers is a conversation. Pittman's a conversation, but Stribling could just be outscoring them.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. I mean, it could be. I guess especially the thing that scares me as a Stribling fader, is mainly the fact that Mike Evans is not the healthiest guy.
What do you think? Pearsall's coming back? Stribling fade? What is this?
I mean, he's like the 5th best receiving option on the team if everyone's healthy. But those guys don't stay
never
healthy.
As long as they're practicing and playing next to the substation, they're never healthy.
Well,
Debo's good.
Got hurt
Debo
today.
is good.
You know who got hurt today? Yeah. I mean, fair enough. But like it is true.
It was a very minor shoulder injury. He'll be fine.
He's day to day with his shoulder. Yeah. No, it's true. The 30-plus-year-olds at every single skill position other than him is pretty concerning as a fader, I will say. Yeah, it's pretty concerning as a fader.
No doubt.
Stribling's ADP is 811. He slid here. No, he didn't slide. He went above ADP. His ADP is like 112 or something.
Yeah, he is going ahead of ADP in every draft I've ever been in for like the last week, because the ADP can't rise fast enough. That's the trick. But guys, make sure you smash the like on the stream. Like I said, subscribe to Hartman Fantasy Football, link in the description. and subscribe to the Iron Throne Fantasy Football if you want to see some more draft content real soon. We're in a content creator and fantasy analyst league. Go check it out. You'll see who's in the league. You'll see we got more content coming out. The league is just kicking off. We just decided draft order. 14 team are going to be fun. Yeah, Hartman, let's kind of do like an in-depth just run through our team. And then
do you want to?
What's up?
We could look at the team page too. Yeah, sure. I don't know if they got any more tonight. We could look at the team page. That might show it a little bit clearer.
Let me duplicate and not dox myself on my thing, and then let's go to team page.
Oh, got you.
Well, I just want to keep it up because Jabor's a fun look too. Like, oh, who'd we get him before or after it? So I'm gonna keep both. Also, if you guys didn't know, FFPC does have dark mode now. Just go to the top right, click dark mode. You'll thank me later. All right, the team. Hartman, give me your honest impression looking at our team for the first time.
I think it looks pretty solid. I think we have like pretty monster upside at receiver. I mean, we have like, we have Jamar Chase and AJ Brown as like our top dogs, but then we have a lot of young up and coming guys with like huge upside. I think Brees and Rico is a reasonable starting running back duo. Brees is like super consistent, especially probably in PPR. He'll be even more consistent with his high pass catching. So I don't know. I think it feels pretty good. I think we have enough at running back. Our receivers are just absolute killers. And then at tight end too, we have like a ton of depth, and I really like Juwan and Schultz where they go. I love Jackson Dart too. Jackson Dart's one of my favorite quarterbacks just in like fantasy this year. So I honestly feel pretty good with the team. I think obviously running back is our softest room, but I think with the three we have up top, I think we have like plenty enough to get there. When our flex, we're never even going to think about putting a running back in the flex really. So I think we have plenty to cover those two spots, and our upside at receiver and tight end is pretty big.
This team goes so hard. I love this team. Like, it's way better than our team last year. We didn't fall for any of the traps we did last year. We timed it better. We thought through our picks more consciously. We pushed QB. Jackson Dart's projecting for 21 fantasy points in week 1. Hello. That's like, I'd have to look, but that's got to be like very similar to Caleb Williams, or better than Dak, almost certainly. It's really like similar to Dak, if not better. And just the difference of where you get these guys. Also, I didn't really fully realize, but it's Jackson Dart Sunday night football against Dallas. Like, what a fun spot to be in. So let me know in the chat. What do you guys think about this team? Is there a position group you think we're too weak at? Or did we completely smash it? Because I love this team. Dart's one of my most drafted QBs. Brees Hall, I like that he's our anchor. That was a clutch pick that we both agreed we got to do Brees Hall. Yeah. He just needs the touchdowns to fall in his favor. The receptions are there. The yardage is there. Daddle's a fine RB2. When RB2 is like probably either our weakest or second weakest position. I would say tight end's probably just generally our weakest, but we have such good depth at tight end. The wide receiver, you can't even argue. Jamar Chase and AJ Brown. And then Egbuka, Burden, and don't forget Devontae Adams is also there that we could just throw in. I know I'm focusing on the starters right now, but we have Devontae Adams waiting in the wing. We have Mekhi Lemon waiting in the wing. We also have Omar Cooper for what that's worth. And then at tight end, we got Juwan Johnson, who should continue to be a high target earner in that offense. We have Dalton Schultz. We still have Cade Otton and Gunnar Helm. So we actually have like 4 legit draftable tight ends. We have great depth there. Kicker and defense are what they are. But so going to the backups, knowing what we have to start with, we're most likely going to be flexing a wide receiver every single week in both of our flexes, unless we bring in a tight end like Schultz is smashing. And we still have Devontae Adams, for the depth piece, for all the bye weeks, for all the fill-ins, for all the injuries. Mm-hmm. Most likely what someone on our team is competing for to go from our bench to a starting position is the RB2 or tight end. So kind of all of those thoughts. Now we're looking at our bench here. Tell me how you think about this bench we got.
I mean, I think it's kind of that same thing where like at running back, I really like having Jordan Mason as an option. Him or Rico, I think is a really nice, like kind of 2 different guys to fill that RB2 spot. And then just our 3 receivers on the bench. I mean, Devontae on the bench is crazy. And then Mekhi Lemon and Omar Cooper, 2 first-round pick receivers. We got it like pretty nice values, sitting on our bench. I think that feels good too.
5 years in college is good now. He's NFL ready. I think is there 4 or 5, but
I had to hit that one when he said it.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe I should be
crazy for this one. Stribling healthy scratch week 1 guaranteed. Brother, he is their offense now. Mike Evans is a legend and a Hall of Famer, but Mike Evans doesn't have to have 6 receptions a game to be effective. Mike Evans can get it done on like 4 receptions a game. Stribling might just get to like 5 or 6 receptions a game though.
I have a question. Is this crazy for me to think? Like Stribling is basically Juwan Jennings, right? Like just from watching the preseason games, like the dude's Juwan
way
Jennings.
faster. He's way faster though.
Is he?
Yeah, he's way faster. I mean, Juwan.
Just like Juwan
Jennings. There's no way he ran a 4.3. I'm gonna look it up though, because and I'm not a guy who gets caught up on like 40 times or for wide receivers, but I think it
4.7 for Juwan.
Yeah, he's like not even close to as fast. Juwan Jennings also just a different, I think a bit of a different player. What they're seeing for Stribling is who he could lead the team in targets and receptions. And Kittle coming off the injury, Mike Evans doesn't have to be the biggest target earner. Debo is a sneaky good earner though of touches. So Debo is like him being there, but I think they bring him back as a depth piece. They're not looking at Debo to be like do it all for this offense.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the other thing too. A little concerning as a Stribling fader is they were using him at multiple different positions. He wasn't really getting pigeonholed too hard. So
that, and then Stribling last year at Ole Miss had a 71% catch rate. His target share wasn't insanely good. It was like a 15% target share, but his catch rate is like that's like elite tier catch rate. So the thing is, if they're going to be targeting him like 5 or 6 times a game, which it seems like he could be on pace for, he's going to catch like 70+% of those balls. And so that's just going to get to a point where it's like you only need him to have like 5 targets. He can get 4 catches. And being on that kind of an offense, if that ends up being his consistent floor, like the production will just come, the touchdowns will come. Like that's just a good that many touches and that high quality of an offense, it'd be really meaningful.
Yeah. You make some good points. About the Strib Club owner.
So that's the whole thing is like, would you rather have 4 receptions on the Colts from Josh Downs or 4 receptions on the 49ers from Stribling? Like that's the point.
I feel like 4 receptions. Josh Downs needs to be getting like 8 receptions a game or something to be paying off.
Which is scary because can he even get that much with Keenan Allen there now? I think Debo. People
keep saying Keenan's like this 3rd down specialist who's like not going to take stuff away, and I just have such a hard time believing that. Like I've been hearing like some smart people say that, and I don't know. I feel like that might be a little copium as like Josh Down bros.
Keenan Allen's worst healthy season is still better than Josh Downs' best healthy season.
Yeah, I mean,
age is a number. It's like maybe dynasty brain to be like, oh, he's too old, he won't be good. That's the same people who are like, oh, Derrick Henry's too old. I'm like, Derrick. There's only one Derrick Henry in the world. Like there are no other Derrick Henrys. There never will be. He's one of one. That you can't just be like, oh, he's old. It's Derrick Henry. I still think he's a great pick in fantasy this year. Derrick Henry. I mean,
Denver,
right?
I'm overweight on the big dog too. Especially in half PPR, like underdog. I mean, yeah, I do not fade the big dog. I'm fading. I've never taken A-Chain over the big dog. I don't think this whole year. So I actually have a good
A-Chain a lot though too. When it comes to me, is I end up taking big dog over Hampton, but that kind of scares me because a good offense and a year 2 running back. So I just need to get more Derrick Henry because I think what I've been doing is taking consistently AJ Brown obviously ahead of him, but then like London sometimes too. But I've gotten over the last 2 weeks, I've gotten London a ton in the third round.
Yeah, I've been seeing him fall a lot more like 27, 28, stuff like that.
Because
I
Neighbors will go ahead, and then like sometimes Nico and Pickens go ahead, and
Olave
Rashee
now
Rice,
sometimes.
Olave sometimes will start. So like, and I think London's a smash pick. Obviously, the quarterback's tough to figure out, but maybe Stefanski
Yeah,
good or
well, I
bad
mean,
for London. I don't know.
when has Drake London ever had a good quarterback? Right. I mean, he
Exactly,
always
exactly.
dominates in target share. So he's still a fine pick. I don't like hate Drake London. I just like those other guys a little bit, like Nico. Like I feel like Nico London's a debate where now I'm kind of almost more like firmly Nico than I was before. Like I don't know, but London still seems like a totally fine pick, even if like you don't love the QBs. And he was getting a crazy target share from like Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, yeah, no, that too. I mean, he's gone. He's been one of those like him and Garrett Wilson. Like, what did they do wrong in another life to deserve these quarterbacks?
Yeah, yeah, it is kind of crazy. And I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of crazy, like just how bad of luck they have, especially the Falcons. I mean, the Falcons, like they've put in a bunch of effort to like try to get different quarterbacks. They've signed the vets, they've drafted guys in the first round. They just can't get there.
Bro, the early drafts where Stribling went undrafted, I would throw like all my fab.
You're fully yeah, but you're fully like you're a card carrying member of the strip club.
I guess
You're
I
bought
am.
in.
Like 3 weeks ago, I was probably still skeptical enough that I wish I had more. I don't honestly, I have no idea what my exposure is. There's no way it's high enough. There's no way my exposure in underdogs high enough on Strib.
Oh yeah, you just haven't been absolutely hammering them.
No, I've been dropped. Like I was taking Omar Cooper over him up until like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, so it's like this is like a real recent development.
I'm like having fear that I don't have enough. I'm like, oh no, like I'm not gonna have enough of the best player, like breakout player.
I feel like I'm having
I'm
some
at nine
fear,
percent.
but
I have 9% right now, and I've been drafting him pretty aggressively in the last week. So I probably was at like 7%.
what percentage do you think I'm at? I'm at 350 drafts in this format.
5.
Yeah, I'm at 5. That's not that bad. That's okay. 5% dribbling is plenty. I'm good.
It's fine. It's. I wouldn't be worried, but you should be hammering him here on out.
The Stribbler 5. Well, but I can't hammer him now. It's a tournament that's been open all summer. I can't
Brother, if
hammer him
he's the
now.
guy you need,
The
it doesn't
price
matter
moved
what
up.
round you get him in. Well, here's another thing too, and I was talking about this with earlier this week with Jiri. The signal of a player going from like 180 to pick 100 is extremely strong because there's almost no difference between a player who goes from 180 to like 145. That's actually a pretty weak signal, and it could be like a false positive signal where you're like, oh, actually he rose 40 spots, draft him more. That's where you run into trouble. Is if he actually starts to move up the draft capital curve, going from like the 140s to the 110s. That's like a huge signal. So for me, I'm just like, it's better late than never. Chase the top riser. It's like if you need him on your team, it honestly doesn't matter if you have him at pick 100 or if you have him at pick 160 or 170. Like you're just gonna need this guy, potentially. And obviously, it's a best ball tournament. Like there's only a few guys you need in week 17. It's hard to know,
Mhm.
but a guy who can pay off season long is still worth a lot.
To me, I heard this analogy and I feel like it resonated with me where it's like he's almost like this year's JCM, where it's like if you got him late, he is the good value and he was a good price. But it's like now he's going next to like real players with real roles. And is he still a good price I can pay off? Like, I don't and maybe it could be the scary part is the Niners. If he played on any other team, I would just fade this guy into oblivion. But like,
I love how
like
you
the
bring up.
Niners are scary.
Wait, who's I was reading the chat for a second there. Who's the player you compared him to?
JCM
Who's
is
that?
he Bill?
Oh, you mean the guy who smashed last year, who's a guy you had to have in week 17, who hit the flex, was it 5 running back or something? That guy?
Smash feels like a stretch. He was good week 17. I will give you that. But Smash I feel like is a stretch, especially at the late prices. You pick Bill top 100 and he gave you those 800 rushing yards and not much receiving. You probably weren't all that happy unless you made it there with him.
Yeah.
But no, I do
Also,
think
wait, last thing. Where Bill was a 7th round pick, right? In the NFL draft.
yeah,
Stribling was picked 33.
that's true. But it's on the Niners too. Like, see, there's
The
the
Niners are
upside of
ball
it being
knowers. Think of all the players they've drafted. They gave us Ayuk. They gave us Pearsall. They gave us Purdy. Like, these guys are ball knowers. They drafted Kittle.
yeah, but I mean, every running back they've picked has been
They
terrible.
drafted Debo. They just know ball.
I mean, I don't know. Usually they're like their second round picks are usually not very good. But
But then
that
also,
it
like,
no, it is I don't it is true in the sense too, like if Kendrick Bourne can cook on this team when the other guys are hurt, like Kyle Shanahan can make anyone cook kind of
see,
thing.
they made Jawan Johnson like relevant.
Juwan
They got
Jennings.
him paid. Jawan Jennings. Yeah, what am I saying? Jawan Johnson. That's who we drafted.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's true.
I cut you off, and the chat's going wild because like there's Stribling's so polarizing. I want to catch up a little bit. I'll try to. Um, I think we're caught up.
Yeah, we're
I think
pretty
we're
much
caught
caught
up.
up. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I can see the argument. It's mostly just because Kyle Shanahan's such like a god tier schemer, and then everyone on that team is 30 plus, other than Stribling and Purdy. So I see the case, I see the possibilities, but like basically, I guess to me, if Mike Evans and Debo somehow stay healthy, I feel like the Strib Club is closed. But if they get hurt, which is probably more likely than not, then it might be open for business.
No, Mac. Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I've been like lukewarm on Pearsall, but this is like the Pearsall fan club, just like captain right here, president.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. I love me some Ricky P. Ricky P is really a dog. He's just so unlucky with the injuries.
He has pretty bad luck all around. Besides being like an NFL player, he got pretty bad luck, I would say.
Imagine if Ricky P never got shot. Stribling, we wouldn't even know who John Stribling is.
He'd probably still be in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what WSP is, but what's up, Jackson? How we doing, brother? Ayuk 2024. Keenan will be hurt. Oh,
Keenan's been pretty healthy in his later years, actually.
all vibes says I would have gone JC over Mason, but everything else is awesome. It's definitely a conversation there, I think, because if you look back at our board, we thought about it. We talked about it. He went right after.
Oh, right. Okay. Because I remember we had them both queued.
We had them both queued. Mason and then JCM went, but we definitely would not have taken Bill over Jawan Johnson. We would have definitely stuck with Jawan there. That was
because we needed our tight end one. Yeah.
We were really contemplating. We thought we might be able to get Gainwell or Rashad White. Obviously, no. But then we were like, for a second, contemplating Chuba Hubbard. I just don't want to take a player who's already injured that we might need some point soon for some like quick depth. And then also the Panthers are dealing with some stuff on their offensive line. People don't talk enough about the fact that Ike Ekwonu's out and he could miss the whole season.
Yeah, well, aren't both their tackles hurt right now or something? Like they have multiple injuries on their O line. So
yeah,
but
no, Bill's a good pick. Bill's a fine pick there.
Yeah, Bill would have been fine. That was one of our main guys in consideration. So I think with Jordan Mason, we just feel maybe a little bit more secure in his role overall. Like maybe not more secure in his role, but I don't know. I guess just more secure that he's like getting a meaningful split. And I kind of like the Vikings better as a team environment for my running back than the Commanders, especially like you said with the O-line issues.
Joe says last 2 days on Mojo has Stribling at 811. Yeah, you know what it is? The ADP that I'm using has a longer tail than that. And so I was seeing Stribling, and I should have used Mojo, but I have too many tabs open. I had a bunch of tabs. The one I was quickly referencing, Fantasy Mojo.
I'm not aware of their game.
put you on real quick. Oh shit. You know what it is? I actually had ADP set to 7 days, not 3 days, is the main reason.
Oh, this
That's
is
okay
cool.
though.
It has like all the FFPC info. Dang,
Yeah.
that's a cool site. I never even heard of this. That's pretty cool.
I had my ADP set to a 7-day trend. So for the 7-day trend, Stribling is 130, but for the 3-day trend, Stribling is why isn't it refreshing? It's whatever we just said. Pick like 118 or whatever it was. No, faster, sooner than that. I refreshed, but it messed it up.
Oh, so it's just taking the ADP from the last 2 or 3 days drafts alone. So we're
Yeah.
seeing the full ADP where it's taken into account the early. Oh, I got you.
We're seeing the full
That
ADP
makes
in
sense.
the applet, but I had the 7-day ADP in my consensus ADP tool. But even then, I chose 7 days over 3 days without realizing.
Bro, didn't people see him drop that touchdown? Come on, let him fall a little. Let
You
the
know what
man
though? I'm looking
fall.
at I don't think I've gotten a fresh pull of FFPC in the last 3 days because my 7-day and 3-day look the same.
Hmm.
That's whatever. So yeah, actually, neither one of us had a good idea of where Stribling would go. But I mean, we talked about it when
Yeah,
we
we
made the
talked about
pick
it at the pick
for
at the
Jawan
round he
Johnson
went.
and Mason. It didn't fit this team. If we didn't have Devontae Adams, if Devontae Adams had been drafted and instead we took like Ramondre Stevenson there, if we had gone Ramondre Stevenson, yada yada, whatever, some maybe even Travis Kelce, then something, and we needed that wide receiver 5, we would have taken Stribling at the 9-3.
Well, like if we went Ramondre over Devontae, I think we could have realistically thought because you brought up Stribling before we even picked Mason. I think so. Like
Yeah,
we
for
could have
sure.
we could have picked him over Mason if we had like Ramondre, but I think we just needed running back and then we needed to get in that tight end. It was just not a spot to get receiver. But yeah, like if we would have went Mondre, then we could have looked at it. We were just so strong at receiver.
Yeah. No, I don't regret any of our picks. I think we kind of executed this draft like nearly flawlessly. We got super good value. We took what the board gave us. We stayed fluid. We didn't know we were going to do kind of an anchor RB build. We did like we were discussing before when we knew we had the 3 spot, it was kind of obvious we might need to do that. But
Mm-hmm.
roll of the dice, sometimes an H-N or Henry comes to pick the 210. It's not that often though.
Yeah, I'm like so happy that we didn't take Olave over Brees or Pickens. That would have just like that would have been so much worse because then we would have kind of been forced to take like Bayshal Tutin over Emeka or something. I feel like
Right.
that build just feels like way worse. You just feel so much less safe with him as your one.
100%. And all we need to do is have our bench compete for our RB2 spot. Everything else is taken care of. We have the depth at tight end, we have the depth at receiver, Jackson Dart, stud, and we're good to go. I'm curious, does it already show projections for like our league
Or matchup.
matchups? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
What do I look at? Their website is, maybe it's just me. I'm not on it enough. But
Here we got to put in Devontae over Emeka for the projection.
Oh yeah, let's do that. We got a projection mog them a little
Projection
bit.
log these guys.
Just
Damn, Rico's
Devontae
projected
is,
for 12 points. What a go.
yeah, sick. But then actually Devontae is only slightly higher than Luther Burden, so let's put him in for right now,
Yeah.
just to get
Yeah,
the
it's only by
projection.
a little bit, but we're projection maxing.
We are projection maxing right now. Is there anyone else we could possibly put in? Oh, Dalton Schultz projects for more, doesn't he? No, it's the same.
No. Yeah, it's like the same.
Did Devontae go in?
I put Devontae in, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll refresh. Well, actually, how do I see our matchup? I go to current matchup versus old number 7. Oh, see, it always does crap like that when I try to click on anything.
Oh,
I
probably
can
live
never.
scoring, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. We're projected to win by 0.6.
Oh damn!
Oh yeah, brother.
I thought we project to win by like 10. I'm disappointed. Are we just playing one of the best teams? Is that the draw we got? Oh, it's a Puka team, so it's going to be good.
Yeah, I
It does
mean,
show. Okay, dude, Jackson Dart projects for less, not even a point less than Lamar. Dude, we killed this draft.
yeah, Jackson Dart's so underrated. I can't believe he goes that late. That's like Jackson Dart's really him.
I have 25% Jackson Dart, and it's not enough.
Damn. That's why
What's
you're the
best ball?
sharpest guy I know.
I will
Yeah,
see. It's best ball too, so it's like you don't even need to figure out is he going to get concussed in the halftime, like at halftime, right? You could just well then I have Stroud coming in if if Jackson Dart doesn't finish a game.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And then yeah, I mean most of the games he started though, people always talk about him going to the medical tent. He had like 2 bad games last year in all of his starts. All the rest were above 20.
So
Crazy.
we got Dowdle like 3 or 4 rounds after DeAndre Swift. He projects for half a point less, not even.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about Javonte being a better pick in fantasy than Brees Hall? And obviously the answer is no, but in half point maybe because the touchdowns are so much better for Javonte potentially.
I think the scary thing with Javante is last year he fell off pretty hard the second half of the year, it felt like.
True.
And I just worry, where all the money is he kind of diminished by then?
Hmm.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
I mean, I wanted to say versus a younger player in Brees Hall, but I don't even know if Brees Hall's younger than Javante. Javante is younger than you would think, right?
yeah.
So
Javonte's young. He's 26. I thought Brees was 25. Am I
probably, yeah,
wrong?
Brees Hall's probably younger. No,
They're
you're
pretty
probably right,
they're
but
pretty
they're
close,
close.
but I don't know what I had to look more into it. Was it just like the matchups? Was it the week to week for Javante? Why did he fall off so hard in the second half of the season? It was just bad matchups, and he wasn't getting touchdowns. Right? All touchdowns came early.
Well,
He had like 7 in the first half, and he had like 5 in the
well,
back half. But
they also took away his pass game work a lot. They really weren't targeting him in the second half of the year, and
mm,
he was getting way more targets early. I don't I don't know exactly why, but yeah, like his target share really dropped off in the second half. Like I don't think I kind of want to look now. Yeah, like early in the season, he had week 2, he had 7 targets, 5 targets, he had 8 targets week 6. But then later in the year, like after that 8 target game, he never went above 3 again. Or no, he had
yeah,
4 1 week, but he had 2 catches for no yards.
he's the most. If you look at Javante's points per game chart, it's the most recognizable one. If you know he's a running back, it's just like really strong to start, and then just like tapers off.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
so our 2v2, we're dead even with this guy. Brees versus Javante, DeAndre versus Dowdle. I surprisingly like he should have the advantage, and we're dead even. He should have the advantage at QB, and we're dead even. I also I will give it to him though. I think we're also pretty dead even at wide receiver. We took Chase before Puka. The projection's not that
Mhm.
much different. We took AJ Brown after he took Rice, right? He took Rice before us.
Yeah, one
So
pick before, yep.
I would say slight advantage to AJ Brown, but it's pretty much a wash here too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's I mean, same range, so pretty comparable there.
I I do think I don't know. Does he beat us at tight end? Maybe a little.
Probably early. It's probably that same thing where early, yes, but late, no. But then I think we crush him at flex.
We destroy him at flex. So wherever, and I'd give him the lead. I'd say it's dead even with a slight lean to his team because Lamar just is better than Jackson Dart. So it's a slight lean to him and his tight end, but also early Juwan being a big target earner in that offense. I would say tight end is closer, but also a slight lean to him. We destroy him, I think, in both the flex positions. Luther
Yeah.
Burden healthy. Well, actually, didn't we put in Devontae? Either way, it's not updated on mine, but
Either way. Doesn't matter who we put in. Our bench is stronger than his
I bet
flex.
you probably put in Devontae and I flipped it at the same exact time and I moved him back out. Luther Burden or Devontae and Egbuka compared to Chuba, who's already injured, and then Travion, who is going to be hard to pin down, like when his big weeks are. we that's where we make up. We make up for the Lamar difference and the Travis Kelsey difference with the flex. Kicker doesn't matter, but he's kind of killing us there, which is good because that means his projection is in reality like lower. If we think if like
Yeah.
you know how the projections for kickers and defenses to me like just give everyone like I want the projection without kicker and defense. It does matter because it's going to happen, but it's so much harder to it's like to actually project and figure out. So when I look at teams, I want to look at the non-kicker defense projections first before I actually consider this. At the same time, it almost washes out in total.
Yeah, with the defense. Yeah. I mean, and I guess when you look at it, that really is the difference why we project slightly to beat him is like defense and kicker is kind of the same difference between the two, like one for us, one for him. But then it's like we beat him by flex that so much that his like little advantages at the other position don't quite add up to the same as the flex.
Also, look at and this is for later in the season when it is going to actually matter. Who is his best non-starting flex player?
Strange. Brenton Strange. Maybe Jacoby, I guess.
Strange
But
or Jacoby, right? I was thinking the same thing.
yeah.
His bench looks terrible to me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he doesn't. I mean, like Jacoby's a reasonable starter and Strange is like an okay-ish starter, I guess. But like I mean, that's a pretty bad drop off. Like,
Versus,
especially
I think, uh-huh.
oh, I was just gonna say, especially Jacoby just picked up that injury too. It's a little scary. Like
The
hurt his
hand,
wrist or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
I think they said he jammed his hand, which doesn't sound
Oh,
great when your job is to catch the ball, but you know, should be fine. I
yeah.
think you could do worse than if we had to flex Devontae Adams, right? Like that's
Yeah.
smash. You could do worse than flexing Jordan Mason if you had to, right?
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
some point this season, Makai Lemon's going to be flex worthy, startable, and Woody Marks easily could be too.
Mhm.
That's Marks might be a stretch, but Lemon, Adams, and Mason are all like, especially Adams. But I would contend even Mason and Lemon would be competitive for his flex like day one, and that's like our third and fourth bench player.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think he's literally starting the guy who's getting drafted way later on the Panthers backfield. Like I mean, Chuba, it's like you can like Chuba or think the Brooks hype is too high, but he's picking a guy that goes 2 rounds later than the first RB taken in that backfield on a bad team that's probably gonna have a losing record. I mean, like realistically, that's not a great flex like Chuba. And Chuba would scare me a lot to have as a flex too for like the year. I mean, I don't know, just the whole thesis on that guy is he's getting his chain taken by, Jonathan Brooks. I guess it depends how much you believe in that, but
Bro, we cooked this team.
yeah.
We didn't cook the
Then
team. We cooked this draft. We cooked in this draft, and this team is. I love this team.
yeah, no, especially like, I mean, yeah, Devontae on the bench just feels crazy. You know what I
It's gonna
mean?
come in handy. Do you remember our bench last year? It was like Brian Robinson, and then he ended up going to the 49ers, and we're like, oh, maybe that'll be good. Ended up not being good.
Yeah. Well, and like we just pushed running back so hard last year that it was like we were just like, which bum backup can maybe fall in the end zone for our RB2? Where like now it's like we have legitimate, like at least like splitting time guys, like will be on the field guys behind Brees Hall, with
Well,
Rico and
well,
Mason.
correct me if I'm wrong. Last year wasn't our RB1 Tony Pollard,
I think it was. I think it that sounds right.
or was he our two? I'm pretty sure he was our one. Are you gonna look at it? I'm embarrassed. If you look at it,
Yeah,
I'll look at it.
I was gonna look at, but I don't know if you can even see the old leagues on here or anything. I don't know if there's
I
like
think
a
I
way
think
to
I think
see
you
it.
can, but okay. We're projecting for 135. We're tied for second. There's 3 teams tied for 135. 4 teams tied for 135. Honestly, a lot of good teams. There's a team with 138. Let's see what he's got working with him. It's just the Josh
Okay.
Allen team. I'm gonna chalk it up to that. I mean, it's if you have
What
Gibbs
what's
and
his
Josh Allen.
what's Josh Allen projected for?
22.
Oh,
It's
okay. So that's like a point, but
not
like
even.
Gibbs is.
It's the Gibbs part of it. So Josh Allen doesn't even project for one more point than Jackson Dart.
That's crazy.
It's probably a little bit wrong, but still, Jackson
I want.
Dart projects more than Jaden Daniels. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So the team on the left is the highest projected team. Uh, Warren is a good RB2 with Gibbs. London and Waddle, I'm kind of confused because Waddle is a pretty middling wide receiver too. It's because he has Loveland, I guess. Loveland makes up for it by a bunch. He has Bill in his flex. That's not a good projection. And then, but I mean, it's a fine flex. Dude, this guy has Jordan Tyson in his flex. That's okay. He might actually have the highest scoring team. I have to revisit this guy's team. We'll see what it looks like. Ramondre is a good flex. Pinheiro defense. How is this guy projecting for 3 more than us? I guess the defense and kicker are just both good, and it's kind of covering up that JCM is not projected that well. I'm
Yeah.
confused.
Oh well, he has
That's kind of
Loveland.
fake. Well, it's just
Loveland.
Loveland then.
Loveland's like a 3-point gap,
It's a good
but
team. This is a
Gibbs.
good team, but
Yeah. No, it's pretty solid. I
that's a good
think. I
team.
think we'll. I mean, look at Gibbs as a whole point over Bijan even. Like,
Yeah, I did know that.
you know,
Yeah.
see, he's gaining quite a bit just from that, I guess. And
And
then,
Tootin does not project well, which is why like it looks weak, a Tootin team.
oh,
So
that's true too. Yeah.
and he's not going to project well. He has Kraft at least. So if he replaced Tyson with, let's see, his next best, it has to be no, it's just a flex. He doesn't really have any good flex. It could be Michael Wilson. I bet
Michael
Michael
Wilson,
Wilson.
Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably project for like 10 points.
Yeah. Probably somewhere around there.
So
That'd
give him
be,
a +8, and he's kind of right in range with like our team or a little bit under that. So I mean, everyone looks fairly strong if you think about it that way. The worst team in the league has Tyson, so that doesn't really count. So it's hard to know, but we're
yeah.
definitely not one of the middling teams. I think we're definitely a competitor right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I mean, I think we just don't, yeah, we don't have any like really big weaknesses. And, oh, yeah. Okay. I looked at our team from last year. I looked at it. You know where we really fucked up? We picked Caleb Johnson too. That was a horrible pick.
He was our RB1.
No, Tony Pollard was our RB1. You're right.
We
And
went
then
Pollard, Caleb Johnson back to back in June.
yeah.
I remember that
And then,
now.
yeah.
I tried to
Well,
block that shit out.
and then B Rob on the Commanders as our like RB3.
And then he goes to the 49ers, and then it screwed us. But then we had Scattaboo.
Yeah.
We hit there
Right.
until
And
he
then,
got hurt.
right. And then like he's not even on here anymore, but we have Singletary because we picked him up after Scatterbo got hurt.
That we were done by like week 4, and me and you were just kind of like, I guess we should just keep starting guys and not just tank. You know, nothing to play for. After like week 8, it was very sad.
Yeah. I remember specifically too when I was doing that one on like the Saturday night. Caleb Johnson was like a massive faller by then because that was when like people already kind of were hating. And I just remember he was at like pick 110, and I was like, do I pick Caleb Johnson here at this massive value? And then it was Quinshawn was on the board, and someone mentioned it in chat that Quinshawn was there. And I'm like, no, you're right. You're right. I need to pick Quinshawn. I can't pick Caleb Johnson. And then that one, yeah, that worked out in that sense. But he was just one of those guys where like early on, it felt like such a great spot. And it's like I hate Jalen Warren. So like that feels great. And then just later in summer, you know, it's like, yeah, I guess he just wasn't it. He just didn't have the juice. Took him in the 3rd round, never even played him.
Maybe we're never wrong just early. What if it's Caleb Johnson smash this year?
I hope not, because I'd be broke if it's Caleb Johnson here. I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, hey, I will say the Steelers, they put out a running back no one was drafting last year, and he outscored Jalen Warren, right? He
That's the
outscored
thing.
him.
We had the right thesis. We took a Steelers running back. It was just not Kenny Gainwell. It should have been Kenny Gainwell over Caleb Johnson there.
Kenny Gainwell's such a crazy one. Like a guy like that who's just almost entirely undrafted who like hit so big.
Well, does that scare you that he should not be drafted so much this year because it's impossible to recreate and impossible to chase? And anytime we've ever seen a player have a one-hit wonder, Justin Forsett, Mike Davis, anything, and maybe not even like those guys probably didn't even have like Forsett did, but some of those guys that are one-hit wonders don't even go nearly as big as Gainwell did in terms of how Gainwell was actually very, very good. I mean, he had 74 receptions, more than Khalil Shakir. He had 200-yard games plus. He had a 2-score touchdown game. Like, is Gainwell going to sustain, or are we just overdrafting him now?
I will say I remember in pre-draft, I was picking a lot of Bucky when he fell into like the late fourth. And I was thinking, how is Kenny Gainwell going to keep Bucky Irving off the field? This makes no sense. And then it's like I went away from that because people are like, no, Kenny Gainwell's actually good. And I was drafting more Kenny Gainwell. And now I feel like I'm almost back to that original point where I'm just like
Back
Bucky
to
Irving's
Bucky.
just a monster when he's healthy. Like Bucky Irving might be like a top 10 running back in the league almost for sure. I mean, the dude, like even receiving wise, he was one of the best yards per route run before he got hurt too. And then now all of a sudden, because Kenny Gainwell was Aaron Rodgers' little dump off valve, it's like he's just this great running back that's going to take an actual great running back off the field. I just I don't know. I'm getting more in on Bucky, honestly. Like as it's ending, I was
Me
in on
too.
Bucky, then I was like not. I wasn't never really out on him, but I was not picking him a ton. And then now I feel like at the like 4 or 5 turn, I'm like back on Bucky, and I'm like picking a bunch of Bucky again.
Me too, 100%. Hartman, always a pleasure drafting with you, talking ball. Thanks for coming on the channel tonight, cutting it up for 3+ hours, almost 3.5 hours, and it flies by. Brother, we've got to get some more. I know we're drafting on Tuesday head to head, but we got to get some more drafts in together on your stream, on my stream, before we get into regular season. And then I'm sure during regular season, we'll have some more time to sweat out some of our teams and talk some ball, and we'll see what we get into. But thanks for coming on, man. And it's super fun doing another FFPC. We're making this an annual thing because we got to revenge our team from last year, the Caleb Johnson team. We can never speak of it again.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, this year we're gonna win it, and then we'll roll it up to the main event, or we just might take down the Millie, then do some main events with that. But yeah, no, always a good time. And I think we drafted a team that we feel pretty good with. We drafted the shipper, maybe. So
We did it.
it was good. Yeah.
Best way to end it. All right, guys. Thanks for rocking with us tonight. And hope you like the content. If you're drafting more FFPC, then you're going to enjoy this one. If you're new to the channel, we'll catch you all in another draft real soon. Make sure you subscribe to Hartman Fantasy Football, link in description. And peace out. Good night, guys.